Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Cloak and Stagger Live. We are continuing our D&D campaign of Rime of the Frost Maiden. And last week things got a little hairy. Very interested to see what happens this week. So we'll find that out shortly. Just a couple quick announcements. We're still doing our Nitro Gummy Bear sub challenge thing. There's not really anybody out there right now, I don't think. So this will be more for the YouTube people, which if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to check us out on Twitch when we do it live. Come be a part of the chat and interact with us. We always enjoy having an active chat. We have our live sessions coming back as soon as we finish chapter 1, which I believe are getting kind of pretty close to that point here. But also we have a new D&D campaign starting up in the next few weeks, probably second week of May. Right now we're aiming for May the 10th. It's a Monday, which Sigor is going to be DMing Descent into Avernus for us.
From ice to fire.
That's right. We're just back and forth. So we're excited about that. So make sure to hang out with us then. And that's it. I do want to do a quick recap of what happened last week. So, Sigor, why don't you... Well, actually, let's see. Let's do this. Wilzu, why don't you tell us what happened last week?
Okay, I can tell you what happened last week. So, we're at this huge fort again. We had retreated from it initially, bravely, mind you, but because we intended on coming back, and we did come back, and decided to be a little more tactful, going around the edge towards to where we basically couldn't be bombarded with arrows this time, which we managed. We did not get bombarded with arrows. We found a little entry in this waterway, I want to say. It may have been like a cistern, I think it's called. It had some bars we could slip through, except Sandy. He had to literally rip them or pull them apart, which he did. And once we went inside, we found out we were in a little well. Being the genius tactician I am, I borrowed Sandy's services to have him toss me up as high as he could so I could peek above the well and get a good lay of the land. Fortunately, when I went up there, I was just crossing my fingers. No one was looking, and they weren't. Very, very brief view of what was going down, though. A few enemies, some large, ugly-looking thing. Almost, it looked like some iron thing to me, or some titan or ogre or something, which turns out it was some sort of ogre up there. But I had another brilliant idea to get us up there quickly. Well, okay, I'll be honest. My idea was to climb a rope using my spell Rope Trick. I shoot a rope up to an extra dimensional territory. We climb it. We sneak out. Someone suggested we just hold onto the rope as it goes up, so it'd be like an elevator. Who was that? One of you suggested that.
It wasn't me. I was confused about that whole thing.
It was most likely me, after all, as we held the end of the rope and flew straight up quickly and then stealthily hopped off. And, well, I say stealthily. Not all of us were that stealthy. Some of us landed and slipped, and I don't think it was me. It may have been. I don't remember. But either way, the enemy was alerted to our presence, and the fight begun. It was a little tough, but we held our own. We were able to take him down. And immediately after, we were weary. We were tired. We needed to rest. And I agreed wholeheartedly. And by agreeing, I mean I went around the corner to make sure there was nothing else around, exploring new territory, which turns out was a horrible idea. So, I go around the corner, and there's this room, and it's got some pillars, and I walk in there like, oh, look at this. It's just a big empty room. Nice. And as soon as I step in, bars go up, trapping me in. They didn't really trap me in. I had a way out. But trapping me in, technically. So Cinda, seeing me about to be trapped in, tried to pull me out, but ends up getting her hands pierced and stuck in these bars. And this dwarven... He was quite a bit more beefy. This dark dwarven fellow just appears in this room and starts talking mad shit to me, talking about how everyone on the surface will pay and his father's going to wreck shit. And I was kind of just listening and taking notes. I wanted to hear what he had to say, hear him out, and maybe figure out why maybe even appeal to him a little bit, because you know them bad guys when you're like, oh my god, that's crazy, you're gonna do that, I can't believe it. And they're like, yes, this is how I'll do it. But it didn't really work out like that, though. Turns out he's a bit of a badass. So let me remind you, we were very battle weary, and this guy came a charging. I Misty step out the gate, or the grates, and we're in the main room again, and this guy pulls this lever, lowering these bars, and comes right on out ready to rumble. And boy, oh boy, even on his own, he was a problem. I died. I died. I was no longer of this realm, spirit or none. My allies, just barely. I think one of them was even skewered to a wall. And he was dead, but not dead. You know what I mean? They managed to defeat this foe. And I thought I was gone. But then one of my party members, one of my associates that I had met not too long ago, and we've been through a bit now, was decimated. She wouldn't let it go. She refused to believe that this is where things ended for Wilzu Snapplegap. So she made a little prayer to anything. And something answered. And I came back. I think that's pretty much where we ended.
Indeed, it is. And you get inspiration for that riveting tale.
Thank you.
You all decided to hunker down and basically put the bars, use the same lever that the dwarf used before to bar the room off from the inside and rest. Inside the what looked like the quarters of this dark dwarf, you found a couple of notes, a few pieces of chatelaine, and you found the missing magical gemstone that hung atop the northern light in Caer Konig, which is all now in your possession there. And you all managed to sleep through the night. Well, through most of the night. Night and day is kind of hard to tell apart here, especially inside of this outpost here. There seems to be no windows. Everything's extremely dark. But after your successful long rest and your level up, congratulations, by the way, you have to imagine that you'd been probably asleep for about 6 hours.
Like clockwork, a dog bats the blinds. And at that, Sin will say, "You guys hang on just one moment. I hear something. It's no big deal. I'll be back though."
Okay.
I wake up after 4 hours and just reflect.
I'll hop up and kind of stretch from my nap of recovery and start boasting a little bit. After that rest, I think I'm actually feeling 100% again. And I stretch a little too far and just and I'll start hunching over in pain immediately. Remembering I have a negative, I think, 4 to all of my shit.
Well, after that long rest, you have a -3 now.
-3. I'm in -3.
Yeah. So Cinda looks at you and says, "Darling, what is the matter? I brought you back. Everything's fine."
Well, I'm sure it will be. It's just, death has lasting impacts, I think. My body is still kind of recovering, but I'm good for now, kind of. Think of me as support for now.
Right.
I've always thought of you as support.
Nonsense! I'm the firepower.
Well, perhaps you should go check on the others. I will keep an eye out here for any more dark, evil dwarves that come to attack us.
Yes, quite. And I kind of hurry Wilzu away.
Well, you guys are in the other room still. I just need to put you on the right page. That would help, huh? Being able to control your characters and everything.
Wilzu, are you in here?
No!
Willzu's in the other room.
Oh. Hey.
Oh,
I
hello
like-
there.
I like motion for Wilzu to like.
Ah, what's up? Where are we going?
Willzu, you walk into the room and see this very ramshackle, kind of drab living quarters with just kind of a very small dwarven-sized bed, a desk, and a few things laying around. You do note the chandelier, the glowing light, as well as a rolled-up scroll on the ground.
The light and the chandelier, I came in here last time. I picked those up.
You
The
got 'em,
scroll,
okay.
I did not.
Okay. Go
Well,
ahead,
we should
Aramail.
take them all. It's a scroll of knock. It's in Dwarvish. Now
You
that
can read
Sin-
Jorvish, right?
Yeah, whatever. Now
you then.
that shh. Now that Sin, I like lean in and whisper. Now that Sin is in the other room, her eyes are different.
Damn.
When you
I-
look at them, they're solid blue.
You
Must
guess
be
they
that
were
time of the
blue.
month.
Well,
Is that what happens with tieflings? Is that how that works?
it happened after you came back.
Oh. Oh. Uh-oh.
I think she has made a deal, but beyond that, who knows?
Oh, not this patron shit again. This is very familiar. Well, I hope not. I hope if something. From what I heard, she begged something to bring me back. Is that correct?
Yes. Oh, well, look at the spectrometer readings. There's definitely ghost in here.
So Cinda, you turn the
Uh,
corner and see everybody
That
just
was-
quickly look. You see Aramail just kind of dart his eyes at you as you turn the corner, as they're all
Yes,
kind of
and
huddled
the
in this room.
chandelier. Is this the same that you had before?
What
one
were
you
you
got
guys talking
stolen?
about?
We're looking at the items that we had found in this room.
I thought
And ghosts, apparently. Spectrometers? I don't know.
When you get really cold, they're close. I read it in a book once.
Why are you lying?
Hmm?
Huh? Were you talking about me?
I'll go keep
No.
watch.
Well, thank you, Sandy. No, I was just talking about the stuff that was in here because Wilzu was knocked out.
Hmm.
Wait, what do you mean? We were talking about her blue eyes. I'll turn and look up at her eyes. Just look how blue they are now.
What are you
And,
talking about?
Looking at them, they are just glacial blue.
Here, check this out. And can I prestidigitation my hands like this and make just a small reflection in the air,
Sure.
like a little mirror for her to see?
Absolutely.
What? You see what I mean?
My eyeballs.
I don't know. That's what we were wondering.
I was gonna say something maybe in a safer place. Like, whisper.
They're not supposed to be this color.
Well, it happened after Wilzu came back, and that's all we know.
Vilzu, did you change my eyeballs?
No. You want me to?
No.
Okay. Well, you're deep blue now. Deep glowy blue.
I'm sorry I lied. I wanted to tell you later.
This is crazy.
Just if you feel any, I don't know. If you feel weird at any time, just let us know. That's it's a little coincidental for me to literally die, and now I'm back, and now your eyes are all weird. So just keep us in the loop. Yeah.
Do you see any different?
Oh, good question. What do you see?
Do I see any different?
Everything looks the same.
No, everything's the same.
Oh, that's boring.
I know. Crazy.
Well, I'm sure it'll work out.
Is her face turning blue?
It's not. Her
What up, Sandy?
Skin tone, clothing, everything exactly the same. The only thing that's changed is her eye color, which went from, what was it, solid, were they solid black?
Black. Yep.
Yeah, they were solid black. No pupils, no nothing, to just complete solid glacial blue.
Well, now that we talk about it, it may actually be a little softer appearance.
I liked my black eyes. They were beautiful.
Yes, but to strangers, maybe not.
I guess.
I don't know. I just work here. It's my first day.
Okay, so what are we doing from here? So, Wilzu, you picked up the Chardolin and the Northern Light thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Aramil, you picked up the Scroll of Knot?
Yes.
Did you add it to your inventory already?
Actually, did you take it, Jamie?
I don't think
Take
so.
the scroll and
I think that was something better. Thought was better for you, so I left it.
Well, apparently I have the scroll, and I'll
add
just
it. I got it for you.
shove it in my backpack, because I don't know magic.
There you
But
go.
it knocks. It's a scroll of knock, whatever that does. Just like that.
All right, guys, get out of here. We got a game plan now.
Kira, thank you for the resub. 4 months in a row. Wowee.
Wowee.
Crazy how you knew how to say that last name perfectly.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
Hoth,
super
right?
strange.
Planet
I'm sorry,
Hoth.
Kira Hath?
It's actually Kyra or Kara.
Kyra Houth?
Sounds right.
Guys, out here with me and Sandy. Come on.
All right. Well, what now? Do we?
No, Sandy, come back. Come back. Planning. We're in the planning phase.
Oh, I thought you said we were ready.
No, we're not ready. We gotta be on the same page.
We're preparing to get ready.
Kill anything in the way.
That
Oh.
is part of the plan.
Okay. I mean, what else do I need to know?
Okay, everyone's here. Okay, everybody. So, yesterday was kind of rough,
Yes.
but we're all still here. We're all still alive somehow. And I'll touch my chest a little bit. And I think, seeing as we just took out what had to have been the leader of this forge, we clear the whole place.
What if this is the whole place?
Then mission complete.
Well, I did see that one other door over there when we jumped in, and that's the only door I've seen so far. The one that's like over there somewhere.
Yeah, over there to the east. Yeah, you did see that one.
There's that one.
Let's go see if that one turns into mini or if that's it then. Either way, same page, yes? Clear the fort?
Kill anything in my way.
Just, you guys, try not to die again, okay?
I will be near you the entire
Yes.
time moving forward, Susenda.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. And I'll just point, but I'm not going to
Oh,
move.
wait. One more thing.
Huh?
No more secrets. If I look strange, you have to tell me. Don't try and hide it from me. Jeez.
What do you mean? I did tell you.
I know, but I look at Aramil.
I like kick rocks on the floor.
Aramil, you must tell me too.
I was just waiting to, after a good night's sleep at the inn, be like, well, I see you've got a new look going, and then...
But what if a stranger told me? I would be so embarrassed. I'd say, what are you talking about? I'm the same me. And they'd be like, oh, no, girl, you have new eyeballs. And I would say, no, my eyeballs are the same. And then I would be embarrassed because I would not know.
How
So
would
the
a stranger know
Yes.
that your eyes were never blue?
Yes.
Because if we go back to
Yes.
the end, then they are not strangers. I
Yes,
mean, they're
that's-
kind of
yes.
strangers, but
That's
they've
what
seen
you-
me before.
But you said strangers.
Yes. Yes.
You know what?
Wilzu,
Yeah,
These are
Wilzu,
lunatics.
you see an Always Sunny in Philadelphia situation playing out right before your very eyes.
This reminds me of a show
They're
that I can't talk about.
they're one step away from calling Susenda a bird.
Well, just shut up, you bird. Well, I agree with Sandy.
Fine.
But okay, well, it's out. So yes. Now we know if you have like a third arm, we'll just let you know instead of easily telling you about it.
I don't want to know if I had a third arm. I wish I had a third arm.
Maybe
could
I would be
cast.
stronger. I could carry more.
Yeah, you
Carry
so
three
Sandy-
things at once.
Actually, Sandy is leading the way, Aramail, if you want to follow behind.
Yep, I spin move around.
And I will be right here where it's as safe as can be.
Sandy,
door-
stepping out, you see the hallway that it leads to the northeast. Additionally, you see another door to your south.
Okay. What were you guys thinking?
Well, I read this book once about this guy that always wanted to go left, so we should go that way.
That's an easy strategy, sure. If we always go left, we'll always end up somewhere new, right? Fully explored.
Yes.
Guess.
3 lefts
keep
make a
going.
right.
You just keep going left, you go in a circle.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point here, right? We circle the whole perimeter. Clear it out.
So Sandy has his torch out in front of him, kind of illuminating the way for himself, as it just kind of illuminates this dark, bleak structure, and you find yourself at a stone door.
Oh yeah, goats. And I'll just walk up to the cages as he's going in.
Do they look evil?
Like, I mean, I think goats in general look kind of evil.
You get those weird rectangle pupils.
Yeah, they're weird.
Do they have big horns like
They
ram?
do, yeah, they have the big horns. Yeah.
There's a devil sign, and then never mind.
What are you talking about?
The door, does it have a handle or
It does.
to grab it, see if this door is unlocked?
Yeah, you push in, and the door gives way and opens right up. And looking in the room, your light sort of floods the room from your torch. And the door opens into this large, nearly empty room. Snow has drifted into the corners, and frost kind of covers the stone walls. There are 3 barred openings that overlook the snow-covered grounds outside the stronghold.
I'd like to draw an arrow and just hold it until we see a dark dwarf, and then a.
Okay. You kind of hold your arrow. Yeah,
it's like down.
knock an arrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Ahead of you, you see some stairs that actually lead up.
I wonder if this is where we got shot from. This is probably where we got shot from.
I want to look out and see if there's anybody like on patrol. Are there any like footsteps out and about?
You don't see any. The snow's kind of picked up a bit and has filled in any footsteps. You can kind of see the unevenness in the snow where you all just sort of tumbled down originally, but it's mostly smoothed over at this point. Looking out, though, it is a pretty clear sky. The aurora, greens, blues, purples, is shimmering in the sky. Still extremely dark outside, but this would tell you you're definitely in the dead middle of night at this point.
I'll make my way up the stairs.
Okay. And in this room, you see a few things. There are piles of equipment pushed against the walls of this room. In the far end of the chamber, lost my place there. In the far end, southern end of the chamber, you see an open hatch that looks like it leads down.
Is there any blood? Is there any blood on that hatch?
There is blood on the hatch. There are also
Numbers? Are there numbers on it?
there's no numbers on it. There are
4,
also
8.
quite a few pieces of equipment around here. You see a couple of suits of scale mail, armor sized for dwarves, a couple of shields, some war picks, some javelins. You see a couple of what looks like could be pieced together as a couple of climbers kits, some picks, and things like that, and then a couple of mess kits. Aramail, make a perception check for me. Okay.
Nice.
Through all of this kind of piled up gear, you see something just kind of glint at you from between a pile of javelins.
Hold up. I say, zero in.
Yeah. So as you get a little bit closer, you can see that it was a glint from Sandy's torch kind of reflecting off of a very shiny piece of steel. It looks like perhaps some sort of weapon that's not a javelin behind all of the javelins.
Sandy, hold this, and I just start handing back stuff to get to it.
Okay. And as you continue to move these javelins out of the way, you see in front of you a what looks to be a lightweight rapier of some sort. The actual blade still looks extremely sharp, and it looks like it has almost like waves engraved into it, and the hilt around the side have what look like kind of knucklehead trout almost engraved around the hilt of it. But this thing looks extremely fine, especially compared to the rest of the gear, weapons, and armor that are in here, which are kind of worn and frozen over.
I pick it up and hold it like this, just kind of.
Yeah, it's very
Looking it over.
light. You feel as though you could use this pretty efficiently. And in your hands right now, you have a rapier +1.
Ooh. I pull out my rapier and see that it's a huge difference between the one I have and the one I got. Well then. And I
Kinda
carefully do some
flurry.
moves.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Hey, that
They'll
looks pretty
do-
nice.
Yep. Go ahead.
And I'll start edging close as I look at him, and I glance the room and just see equipment everywhere. Why do you? I'll motion to it and then look at them. You guys talk about getting paid. You should be going crazy over this. And I'll look at the armor and the spears and then back at them.
I mean, Sandy can only carry so much.
Can only carry another 300 pounds. There's not a lot.
I'm sure there's practical limits of how many spears you can carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna impose a couple little practical limits on that.
Is there a beautiful bag in here?
I cover myself in shields.
I have an AC
You
of
don't
40 now.
see any bags. You just see a couple of mess kits.
Any healer's kits?
Negative.
I'll grab a climber's kit.
Okay. You can add that to your inventory.
Can I just look that up and it'll show up? I bet it will.
Yeah, if you
Must
go to
be
equipment
nice
and type in
for you to
climbers.
find a climber's kit. I had to buy mine. Jeez, I feel like I wasted my money now.
There's one more climber's kit up for grabs.
They're 25 gold each. Send, grab one. Grab two. Sell them. Sandy, get some
can't
spears.
carry
Ammo,
it.
grab the scale mail. What are we all doing? Pick up.
Anything.
I start picking up as much as I can carry.
I can't carry scale mail. That's 45 pounds.
I'll grab.
I just know the weight offhand. I just know.
Well, you see him kind of lift it up. And he's like, "That's kind of heavy."
I could carry maybe another 10 pounds.
Me too, that's it.
Ish. There's no studded leather in here, is there?
Negative. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
So in here, you said there's scale mail
gods for my new sword.
There's 2 sets of scale mail armor sized for a dwarf.
Okay. And how many spears?
There are
more than we can carry.
9 javelins, 3 war picks. You guys picked up both of the climbers kits. Well, you picked up one. Who picked up the other one?
I did.
Okay. And there are 2 mess kits.
Sin, is this war pick good or this better or worse or?
I don't know.
I'm going to meticulously pack
just have a
a
mace.
scale mail set into my backpack.
Okay. You just kind of fold it as best you can and stuff it in there. And there are pieces, like your backpack, there's like jagged pieces like kind of poking out. And there's like a shoulder pad that is like sticking out the top flap of your backpack.
A war pick is a better weapon.
Yeah, a war pick
character.
is
It's a D8.
1d8.
So that would be better than my mace.
Well, are you proficient with martial weapons? Is the question.
How many javelins?
No, I'm only
I-
with simple weapons.
Yeah, so you wouldn't benefit from it.
How many javelins would it sound that I could carry?
I would say a total of like 3.
Well, I'm already holding 4.
Okay. then you're basically holding 1 in your hand and 3 on your back.
So you're not like a peacock, like
Yeah. This isn't
Pack a war
this,
pick on me too.
this isn't the Iron Throne. Everything poking off the back. We're not doing variant encumbrance, but at the same time, we're keeping it within reason.
You have triple disadvantage on stealth checks because of the spears.
Ching, 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 ching.
You have
you're
total
walking-
cover.
You're a walking windmill. Or wind chime, sorry.
I've got about as much as I can carry. You guys loaded up? This is money now. No bitching about money later if you leave anything behind. Which you guys are prone to do. And I'll look up at Sandy and then Sin and then Aramail. Like,
Vilzu, I cannot carry anything. I can't even carry my own food right now. How can I carry this stuff?
okay, you have an excuse. That's fine.
Hey, I wanted to stay in town, buy a cart, and load up the fish and take it to the other town and get payday.
Who's gonna carry a cart through the damn snow? Sandy can't do that.
Excuse me?
You need sleds for the snow, Sandy. It'll take us a week to get here if we did. Wait, how long did it take us to get here?
It took us like days, but it only took like half a day to get from town to town. It'd take us a day or 2 with the heavy cart and then money.
I don't think you can. I really, really don't think we could just take a cart through the frozen tundras. It has to be like a sled.
It'll keep the fish nice and cold. You don't have to worry about it spoiling.
Damn, how right am I on this, or am I tremendously wrong?
What's the
We're
question?
talking about pulling a cart, which in my eyes is something with wheels through the frozen tundra.
The cart that they were using was on
It's like a sled.
it's like a sled, yeah.
So a sled, you're saying, right,
But
Aramail?
the sled weighs, I mean, if you want me to just kind of squash this right now, that sled weighs 300 pounds.
I could pull
Yes.
easy.
Wow.
And you can load it up with 200 pounds of fish.
No.
Get
I
like
can push and carry up to 1,080 pounds.
Wait, no. That's
He
a
has
lot.
his exact limits.
Who would buy the sled?
We would rent it at first
Okay,
have the money
wait,
to
to
Proven.
build,
Proven
to
right
build
now.
our capital.
Grab the damn javelins and spears so we can afford the sled. So next time we can carry everything. I'll hoist my backpack up with the mail just poking out. And this is going to be my share. See? Already loaded up and good to go. And I'll walk next to Sandy.
I'm gonna look back. Don't ask me to carry anything for you.
I'm good. What do you mean? The only thing I'm carrying is money, which you seem to don't care about.
Well, there's not like a place in town to sell all this stuff, right?
What do you mean? Of course there
We'd
is.
have to take it to Bryn Shander.
Someone will want to buy
They
this,
just
right?
had the general store where it's like coats and belts and...
Yeah, we'd have to lug this all the way back.
There's Frozen Far Expeditions in Caer-Konig. They sold adventuring gear.
Oh yeah, we could take it there.
An adventurer would love this gear. Mm-hmm.
What if
See, we need the sled.
And we've come full circle.
If we had the sled, we could just toss all this on it, and then we need like a net to hold it.
I'd like to peer around and look for a sled.
You don't
There.
see one at the moment.
I doubt we're going to find a sled, Aramail.
You know what? It's going on the list. It's going on the list. We're sled.
I could
I take out my quill paper.
maybe. That gives me an idea. I'm gonna jot something down in my book.
Your dream journal.
In my little journal I've been keeping up with. I might be able to take care of this eventually, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get the sled first. Regardless, is everyone good? We leave the rest of the equipment behind because we hate money? We good to go?
We just can't take any more.
Wait, is everyone
Look at
I
Sandy.
already told you I
What-
cannot carry anything. Why are you shaming me?
Where do you want to put the spears for Sandy? He's already got 4. He can't take any more.
I don't know. I feel like if we tied like a rope around him and just started shoving him on his back, we could.
Yeah,
What?
but I'm
Like
sure
he
you
could
can
well.
swing an axe with
Do I look like a mule?
just spears all around you.
Saying you don't look like a mule, but for God's sake, will you acknowledge that you were the biggest and strongest of us?
I wonder
What
if
happened to
we
Big
tie-
Macho Sandy?
I don't need to rub it in everybody's face all of the time.
I pick
Everybody knows I'm stronger.
I pick up 2 spears.
That's true.
Sandy,
That's why
hold your
he's
arms like
carrying
this.
my food for
Hold
me.
your
Thank
arms
you,
like
Sandy.
this. I'm sure we could like tie 2 more to his arms. Like
No, he really
Yeah,
can't
think
fight
of-
if we do
think of
that.
this,
Let's
like-
not do that.
Yeah, hopefully we don't run into anybody. At least we're getting our money's worth, right? Is
And
this
then
what
could
you want,
put
Will Zoo?
You could
We're
put the
not
tip of
tying
the
him to your
spear-
arms.
You could do it like this, and the spear's right on his arm. It's like, oh, like, yeah, like, what if you did that to somebody's face? Like,
Actually,
we could like break the tip off. Is this like like?
This is madness. What is happening right now? I
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
understand.
you see Sucinda just sitting there, like, just looking like, what the fuck is going on?
You cut the spear at your elbow, and then you have like,
Spear gauntlets?
I'm thinking of the guy from Mortal Kombat with the blades that come out of his
Baraka?
hand. Baraka, yeah.
Talking about some improvised weapons.
I don't know that it would be much better than my axe.
No, that's true. Mm.
I'm going to grab 1 javelin and 1 spear and attach them to my back, poking high up in there.
Yeah,
And then
so
nod.
the way they have to attach to you, they stick like 4 feet above your head. So you've got like basically these 2 poles coming up off your back.
Okay, now I'm good to go. All right, I'm satisfied.
You're gonna blend in just right.
Do you get good radio reception with those antennas?
Hey, I like this. All I have to do is bend forward and I can run at something, right?
Just don't go out in a storm like this. All right, let's move forward.
Where are we headed?
Peeking in the hatch?
So when you pull the hatch open, you see a ladder that leads quite a ways down into darkness.
Oh. I'd like to pull one of my torches out and light it and drop it down into the hole.
Okay. You see the ladder illuminate and continue down for about 20 feet, it seems like, until your torch hits the floor. You kind of see some dust and frost sort of shockwave out from it as it hits the ground. Your torch sort of flickers a bit, but remains lit down there at the moment.
So, Wilsey, you said you wanted to cover everywhere?
Yeah, the whole fort. Which, by the way, I'm not sure, but there may have been another door back in the other room. I thought I saw one walking in, but I don't know. We gotta check this hatch, too.
I wonder if this is where the guy who I shot came through.
I wonder if Desmond is down there.
Desmond?
Who's Desmond?
Nothing. Never mind. It's a past life.
Okay. Well, let's go down the hatch, see what's up.
I, pull the paper to my side and,
Desmond.
Desmond?
I've been watching a lot of Lost, okay?
It happens.
So are we climbing down the ladder? Who's climbing down?
I'll start making my way down first.
Okay, you kind of get to the bottom, and when you turn around, you see a tunnel in front of you. It looks like it's only about 5 feet high.
Oh.
Is it okay
What do you
down
see?
there? Should I come?
Well, I kind of peek down, look. There's a tunnel. I don't think I'm fitting. Easily,
I'm on
at
my
least.
way.
How wide is it?
It's like 5 by 5, maybe 5 by 4.
I head down.
Okay.
Bloop, bloop,
As you
bloop,
get down
bloop,
to the
bloop,
bottom of this ladder, you and Sandy are literally just kind of cramped in next to each other.
I squat down to start walking down the tunnel. Being cautious though, because I don't trust these. There might be booby traps.
Okay. You go about 25 feet ahead, and then you see another ladder that looks like it goes about 10 feet up. And you can see just the slightest bit of light kind of coming through what looks like maybe another hatch above you.
Guys, there's another hatch down here.
Nobody can hear you.
Yeah, I'm still up top of the Aramail.
I hastily walk back to Sandy and say, Sandy, there's another hatch down there. Should I go through?
Wilzu, can you detect, alignment shifts?
Alignment shifts.
Like, people, good, bad, whatever?
No, I don't think so. Kind of just give them an up and down look and judge them. Ocular pat down, if you will.
Yes, I've read about those. They're a little...
Sandy, it kind of squeezes and turns around back to you, Cicinda. Wait, what?
There's another hatch down there. Vilzu! Aramail!
Oh, I think that's our cue. No, I'll go down the hatch as well.
Looks like it's too crowded down
Oh, this is a tight fit. What's up?
Hey, there's another hatch down there about 20 feet. Should I go? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, go ahead and go. I'm willing to bet it's the hatch that leads in that little outside area where we tried to assassinate that Dark Dwarf.
All right, okay. I will go.
Okay. You go back through the tunnel, and you climb your way up that 10-foot ladder. And
Bong, bong,
when
bong,
you
bong, bong.
open the hatch above you, you find yourself in a small room that sort of... It has a lot of arrow slits that look out across different areas of the pass that leads up to it. And there is a blood puddle, frozen now, on the floor. This does indeed look like that little watchtower that you originally came up on.
Well, nothing here, right? Nothing more on the ground? Just blood?
It's blood.
What a waste. I go back.
You see Wilzu and Aramail, you see Sandy climb back up and just sort of walk dejectedly back in the armory room in there.
Yes.
And after a few minutes, you see Sin climb back up the ladder.
I'm sorry you can only carry 4 spears at a time.
So where did that go? That go into the little scout room?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I thought there would maybe be something fun, but no.
That's okay. We have that other door.
Yeah.
Yes, the potential other door. If this led to nowhere, then I suppose we double back.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay. Sandy, you just climbed back up and met up with everybody else.
So what do we decide? We're going the other way?
Yes, sir.
Full clear.
I went down the hallway. It just led to where the man shot us earlier.
After you.
Okay, Sandy, you descend down the stairs with your torch in front of you, kind of leading the way. As you approach the main room again, you hear the goats bleeding out of their cages again.
They're bleeding?
Bleating.
Bleating. I was gonna say, oh my gosh, what happened to them?
T-Rex got him.
Yeah, this is gonna say that. Yeah,
Gushing blood.
a goat leg lands on your head.
Ah.
And walking through, you see the drawbridge
Velzu.
I'm here.
down, and you see the mechanism in which to raise it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask about that. I'm gonna flip it to raise the drawbridge up.
It's actually kind of like a crank that you have to do.
Okay, I'll kind of look around and flex my muscles a little bit, and then start cranking the drawbridge to close it up.
Start cranking that soldier boy.
Yep.
So it takes probably about 15 seconds to fully get it to come up. But once it reaches its full kind of 90-degree angle, you hear a click and you feel the crank just kind of lock into place.
I guess no one's getting in the front door now.
At least if there's anyone out and about looking for us.
I think that, though, is that a door? It looks like a door, right?
It is a door. You see another stone door to the south.
And I will proceed to try to open this one.
This one swings open with no problem as well. Opening into another large room that has several other doors. In this room, it appears to be some sort of cell block that's lined with stone doors that have small barred windows set into them at kind of a dwarf's eye height. Snow and wind enter the room through the barred window in the northeast corner that looks out towards the snow-covered bunker that guards the main entrance. Actually, I need to open that. There we go.
I'd like to peek into the doors that have the, like crouch over and try to slide open the things and see if
Sure.
anyone's in any of these rooms.
When you look down into the room that you're standing in front of, you see a humanoid quickly, or not quickly, but kind of slowly turn around and look at you through the opening in the door. And the way it does so, it's actually a full human size, probably about 5'10" to 6 feet tall, but it actually contorts in a way, and it turns its spine and almost looks upside down at you and starts kind of lumbering towards the door and starts pushing on the door as it seems like it's unlocked.
Ay.
I'll hold it shut.
Okay.
Man, you can
make
look outside again. What the shit?
Make a
Yes.
an athletics check for me, Sandy. Okay. You feel the door just start to kind of push open, but you manage to hold it shut. And at that point, 4 more doors all kind of swing open, one after the other, and you see coming out of them these humanoid figures that have different types of growths on them, mushrooms, pustules. They look sick. They look ill, and they immediately start lumbering towards you. I need everyone to roll initiative.
We should flee.
Damn.
Nice.
Oh.
Do they look like they're dead?
They look like they're quite decayed, yes, but instead of just like kind of rotting flesh, it seems like it's been replaced with spores and like I said, like almost plant-like growths, but the areas that have decayed have just frozen over. These things look quite horrific. The ones that spill out of the room here are going to get a quick turn against you guys. 2 of them lumber towards you, Sucinda. 1 lumbers towards you, Wilzu, and the other one just kind of lumbers over towards you, Sandy. So they have these. It's almost like there's a semblance of something behind their eyes, but these things look long dead. They're all carrying some sort of spear or something that they reach out and just try and swipe at you and try and stab at you with. So send 2 of them toward you. One of them is going to hit for 2 damage.
Well, alright.
Wilzu, 1 lumbers towards you and makes a one-handed spear attack toward you, which is going to miss as you dodge out of the way. Sandy,
Nice.
1 towards you with advantage because you're currently holding the door shut, and it's kind of flanking you. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yes, sir.
3 damage as this thing just kind of stabs across your shoulder. Which is going to bring us to the top of the round. Aramil.
Cool. I will use my bonus action and disengage spin move over here. And then I will take a shot at the one that is harassing Wilzu. Hopefully I can use my sneak attack on him, but not the assassin.
Let's see. Pull this back up. 11 is just going to barely miss.
End of turn.
Okay, so
Rats.
I would like to, the one just right in front of me, I guess. Cast Word of Radiance. And it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It has to be to 12.
It fails.
It takes 5 radiant damage then.
Okay, which one?
The one that was right in front of me.
Okay.
Actually, hang on. I didn't. It says each creature of your choice that you can see within range must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and what's the range on it?
Oh, 5 feet.
Okay, so this one would be affected as well. So let me make another.
Okay.
That one succeeds.
Okay. Well, I still got the one. Woohoo!
Does it do half damage if they succeed, or just nothing?
I just learned it, so hang on, let me read. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't say, so nothing, I guess.
Okay. So you see this thing just only has one eye. The other one's covered in these like fungal growths. But you see it just sort of shut its eye and almost kind of cover its face for a second and reel in pain. As Sandy, it's your turn. You're kind of holding the door with one arm and trying to handle this other creature beside you.
May I ask a question just real quick? I'm so sorry, Sandy.
Yes.
Can we see their health or no?
Oh, yes.
So sorry about that, Sandy. Please continue.
I'm going to kind of get away from the door and kind of make my way to the other side of the one that was attacking me.
Okay. And as soon as you do, that door busts open.
And then I'd like
one.
to swing at the one that hit me.
Okay. Let's see here. A 12 barely hits.
Nice.
So it's going to be 13 damage. As you come around with your axe and just remove this thing's head from its body, and it falls to the ground. Dead.
Nice.
No longer moving. You see spores kind of radiate, and then as they kind of go up into the sky, they kind of freeze and then just sort of fall to the ground.
Not on my turn.
It's going to bring us to this one, who's going to lumber out this way towards you, Aramail, and take a swing
Aye.
with its spear toward you, which I believe
That'll do
will
it.
hit for 5
Yep.
piercing damage.
Ouch.
This one's going to swing at you again, Wilzu. A 6 is going to miss, though. Which brings us to your turn, Wilzu.
I'm going to take one of the rocks I have stowed away and cast catapult at a level 2. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Fail. They're
And
lumbering.
he's-
They can't be dexterous.
13.
Oh,
He does.
Oh, wow.
He actually does not intend to dodge out of the way. He stumbles over his own feet a bit and almost falls prone right as you launch your catapult at him, and it just whizzes right by his head and smashes against the wall behind him.
I hastily put the sunglasses I was pulling out back in my pocket. And then end my turn.
Okay, this one's going to move over here and take a swing at you, Sucinda, with a... It's going to grab its spear with both hands and try and just kind of shish kebab you. It's going to be a 15 to hit.
You got me.
2 piercing. The next one is going to attack you, but is still going to just try and spear you with one hand. 12, I think, misses.
Miss.
Okay. That brings us back to Aramail.
fine. You want to do that way? Let's see if you know your moves. And I pull out my brand new rapier and say, let's see if I remember this. And I do a pose and then like
Did I
try
add
and
it to your
pierce.
inventory?
I got it.
Yeah.
Wait, does he get a bonus? Because I'm right next to him.
No, 'cause you're not.
The surrounding an enemy, right?
Yeah,
It's plus
yeah,
one, right?
actually, yeah. So you would get a
Yeah.
+1 on top of whatever you roll. It's a hit.
Which is great.
So a 9. It kind of lumbers out of the way as well, just missing.
Great.
What else would you like
Knock
to do?
the rust off. Bonus action, disengage, spin move over here, and I will end my
Aramil
turn.
just tornadoing around the room. Sucinda, you are back up.
Still haven't decided what I want to do, honestly, so I guess I will just cast Guiding Bolt on the jerk that just hit me.
Okay.
Who is this guy, right?
Yep. To the one to your west, yep.
Let me see if I can do that. Ah.
And this kind of radiant burst of energy just splashes against the wall behind it. And you see it kind of wince a bit as this one almost has, almost like part of a frozen mushroom growing out of the side of its head. Kind of covers its face for a moment, but then looks back up surprised and then locks eyes with you again.
Well, alright.
Sandy.
I'm going to try to flank the one that is attacking Wilzu.
Okay. That definitely hits for 8 damage as you just cleave right into this thing's other arm that it's not holding its spear in, and you actually lob its arm off completely, and it falls to the ground, and it kind of twitches and moves for a second, but this thing is still standing, although albeit barely.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. It's going to bring us back to our enemies here, who one is going to take its swing at you, Sucinda, with its one hand. It's going to actually roll a natural 1. It's going to completely miss, and as you dodge out of the way, it falls forward and is prone on the ground at the moment. The next one is going to take another swing at you, Wilzu. And it will get a +1 to its attack as well, due to the other one over here. Doesn't matter though. This one rolls another natural 1. This one missing its arm falls off balance and actually drops its spear on the ground and has to kind of lean over and crawl to go get it. Brings us to your turn.
Oh, someone's just laying in front of me, huh?
He's like kind of on. He's like on. I was gonna say all 4s, but he's on all 3s, trying to get back up.
I guess I'm just gonna try a firebolt, which would be -3 because of my death fatigue, but plus some stuff because he's prone. And
I'd say advantage because he's prone, and then +1 because Sandy is kind of around him.
so -2, but advantage.
-2 total with advantage.
Got it. Firebolt on the ground.
Bam!
Oh.
You literally walk right up to this thing with the intention, I'm not gonna miss this time, and you put your hand right on the side of this thing's fungal head without touching it, and just blast mushroom and fungal growth all over the floor that kind of gets on Sandy's shoes a little bit, but this thing is completely donezo.
I end my turn there.
You pull out your glasses.
I scowled him angrily this time. I want to look cool, like, yeah, you son of a bitch this time, like one of those looks. With no glasses.
Okay. End of turn?
Yeah, end of turn.
Okay. This one's going to take another swipe at you, Sucinda, with 2 hands with its spear. 15 to hit.
You got me.
3 piercing damage. As it's
Ay.
just sort of kind of nicking you on your arms and shoulders and across your side. This one here is going to use its movement to get back up, and it's gonna just look over and see Aramail. It's just the first thing he sees, and is going to take a swing at you with his spear. 13, I believe, misses, though.
Yes.
Okay. Aramil, it's your turn.
It is your turn, I say to the zombie, or whatever this is over here. And I will try again with my rapier. Do some piercing. There we go.
You absolutely do. And you actually just cut right through this thing's torso, and it just kind of falls into 2 pieces on the ground. And you see not blood come out, but almost just like these spores and just this kind of growths that seem to have been festering inside of it.
Ew, gross. I'll hold my ground. End of turn.
All right. Sucinda.
I want to cast Word of Radiance again on the one that's in by me.
Okay. It needs to make a con save.
Yeah.
Okay. It succeeds.
Womp womp.
As it turns its one good eye away from you one more time. End of turn?
That's all I got.
Okay. You do have your mace that you can always swing with.
Yeah, but I don't wanna.
Okay, fair enough. Sandy.
I'm going to look at the one in front of Sin and look at the one in front of Wilzu and kind of sigh and jump over the dead body in front of me and come down and attack the one in front of Wilzu.
Okay, you get a +1 to your attack. Which
Nice.
definitely hits. This one, you actually, as you jump, you come down and you split this thing right down the middle, and it falls into 2 pieces on the ground.
I'd like to look at Wilzu and say, I need you to kind of stay away from everybody and everything. I can't have you dying again. And I'll turn my focus over towards Sin and the last one.
She's got a point. What am I doing up here?
Wilzu, speaking of that, it is your turn.
I'll survey the room now and see where there's one enemy left. And I will move down over here. Fire a friendly -3 firebolt at the one in front of Sucinda.
That's going to hit.
Nice.
It just singes off part of the growths on its side, but it definitely kind of screams out in pain.
And I will step back and into one of the cells.
Okay. That's going to bring us to this one who's going to take another swing at you, Sin.
I've gotten
Which
beat
is
up
going
this whole
to
time.
miss.
Good.
Aramil.
You won't do that again, and I'll come up and kind of do the fancy sword unguard and try and stab it again.
And you get a +1.
Nice.
Which is going to hit.
Yeah.
And this one as well, you come up and you actually cut through its head diagonally, and you see its head just sort of, the top of its head just sort of diagonally slide off, and this thing falls to its knees.
I'll try and push back Sid away from the gross.
And we are now out of combat.
Give my rapier a spin.
Can I kneel down and examine one of these things? Lizzie did not expect to find spore men with these dark dwarves at all. Just trying to make a little sense of it.
Absolutely. Make an investigation check. Okay. Upon looking at the body, you recall a few things that you read back in Candlekeep. It looks like these dwarves have found a way to use the animated spores of some kind of creature to reanimate these dead humans into some sort of mind-controlled spore servant. And side effects include fungal growth and loss of life and loss of control of your bodily functions.
I'll relay all that to the team.
Hey, Vilzu, can you do me a favor?
What's cracking?
What color are its eyeballs?
Of these things? Well, there's none
Yeah.
now.
What color were they?
They varied. Some were blue, some were green, some were brown.
Okay, good.
Some of them didn't have eyes at all. They were just overgrown with fungus. It seemed like they didn't necessarily need their eyes to see, per se.
Sin, are you okay? You get roughed up some.
I'll be alright, thank you.
I want to look at, Actually, never mind. Nope, we're good.
Okay.
You sure,
The prestidigitation has been
Yeah,
cast.
I'm alright.
Yeah, I'm going around cleaning off everybody of fungal gunk.
Okay.
though?
Thank you, Vilzu.
Yeah, that stuff's
Yeah.
gross.
Yes.
What's up, Blurred?
Good idea.
So they, I guess they just have the ability to. They're using funguses to make these abominations. I don't know if they were dead already and they did it to dead corpses or fresh ones or whatever. Just another threat to keep in mind now, I guess.
Well, let's hope they were at least dead, because to do this to the living, that would be terrible.
Indeed. Well, I'd say we're mostly unfazed by that fight, though. Everyone good?
I'm alright.
Excellent. We press on.
Hopefully
I'll
there's
point
not
towards
much
the
more to
stairs.
this place.
We haven't found the treasury room yet.
I think we already did.
No, that was the
We
armory.
found 2.
The treasury room has gems and gold and statues and... It's probably a treasury room.
Do these dark dwarfs strike you like that?
I mean, if they're the ones stealing everything, they gotta put it somewhere, right?
Ha! Sandy! Yes, exactly. See? Point proven.
But I'm assuming all the good stuff was in the main office that we already checked out.
And the armory room.
And
Sandy, I refute your point.
Well, we should keep going.
did you say these stairs are up or down?
These ones go. These ones actually go down.
Okay. Start going down.
Okay, entering the room, you see that there are 4 rooms that flank this common area, where you see crates and sacks are stashed against the far western wall. The doors of the 2 southern rooms are open, and each room is empty except for a tattered bedroll and a chair. From behind the closed doors of the northern room, you hear snoring.
Huh.
And I don't know why I put things there, but those rooms are open.
I wave at Sandy and do this. And then I just become the floor. And I want to walk towards the snoring. Which we hear from the north.
From both doors at the north, yeah.
Yeah. I do not want to be heard. Going up.
Make a stealth check for me.
Sure.
Okay. You manage to avoid stepping on any loose rocks or rubble, or any kind of loose items lying around in this room. Even though it's not on the map, again, this kind of whole western wall is got crates and sacks and things like that.
Right there, is there enough space for me to go up to it and lean against between the doors, or no?
Not quite.
And I will quietly go this way. And then I want to listen towards this door to hear the snoring, or is it coming out of the other door?
You definitely hear snoring coming out of the door you're next to.
I send a message to Sin to say I can hear someone snoring on this side of the door. Then I'll repeat it to Wilzu.
Well, I'm not above killing sleeping enemies.
Looking at the door, is there a handle or a knob or?
There is just a handle, yeah.
Can I see the hinges?
You can. The hinges on this one are gonna actually. The hinges are on the right side, on the eastern side of the door. On this door.
So they're on my side.
And then they're on the western side of the door of the
Okay.
other one.
So it opens towards me.
Correct.
Sort of. Okay. So then I will quietly go over here. And then I want to. Is it a handle? You said.
It is.
Or knob?
Yeah. A handle.
I want to. It's a handle. Okay. So is there a key on it? It's not locked.
Not locked.
I want to quietly see if I can like open the door just enough to look in,
Yep.
hopefully to avoid a creak.
So you're able to open this door. It's made of stone on iron hinges that are a little frosty, but they don't seem to squeak as they open. And you do get a peek inside the room.
Yeah.
And you see laying inside of there a sleeping dwarf with dark skin.
Okay. I'll just leave him there. I'll send a message to everybody. One dark dwarf asleep. And then I want to listen to this other door to see if or to hear anything.
You hear heavy snoring coming out of there as well.
I think one is in each door, I say to everybody. I can do this quietly if you want.
I message back, are you going to be able to finish them?
I pull out a dagger and just show it.
I'll be
And then I
ready.
turn around and like I do this like
Yeah, if you can off one, by all means, unless you want to talk to it for some reason.
I just nod my head.
Kind of be ready. Don't want to really move because I don't want to make any noise, but if something goes bad, I want to be ready to kind of run in and manhandle a dwarf.
Okay.
So I hold up my hand and just do. And then on one, I want to just slowly creep in.
Okay. I'm just using your stealth check from before.
Sure. Still asleep, no movement.
As you enter the room, you see him kind of turn a little bit, but still asleep.
I will get my dagger out. And I'll walk up to the bed. And I'll just plunge it in his throat and try and do one of these.
Okay. I'll have you make 2. So here's how we're gonna do this.
Sure.
Using your dagger.
So I'm using my dagger. I'm hoping to get assassinate in there as well.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll say you just managed to sneak up on this thing and you just cut its throat wide open and you hear it.
And then I'll like try and cover its mouth
You do.
if possible.
And this thing just slowly bleeds out on the floor in front of you.
I send a message back and saying one's done. Is there anything in here?
Outside of a sleeping bag, no.
I'll slide back out.
Vicious.
I'll cast a message to everybody saying, do we want to talk to this other one or no?
I don't really have anything to say to these guys. They're pricks. Every time we try, they just prick on. So prick their necks.
Cool.
They killed Zuzu. I hate them.
Yes.
They changed my eye color, Aramail. What happened? I hate them. I like my black eyes.
I'll try and open this other door again, see if it's locked or not.
That one's a little more stubborn, but does seem unlocked.
I'll do this, try and get it to open just enough for me to sneak in.
Okay. When you open this door, you get it open all the way. And as it reaches kind of its opening point, a chunk of ice just kind of cracks. And you see this dwarf's eyes shoot open and look right at you. And right now, he's just staring at you.
I will throw the dagger in my hand at his head.
Okay, make an attack with disadvantage for a called shot.
Damn it!
It hits the wall just to the side of him as he just kind of rolls out of the way, and then stands up and says, "Wait, no!"
Yes. Oh, yes. Does he have any weapons? Is there anything in here?
He does have a weapon. It is in his hand. He has a war pick in his right hand.
And tell me why I shouldn't kill you now. I say aloud.
He kind of looks to the left and looks to the right. I was sleeping.
And now you're not. Tell me why
Where's
you should
my
not
brother?
go back to sleep.
Is it y'all hear voices up ahead?
I think I hear somebody, yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll turn
Strange.
around. Yeah, I think Aramail woke that one up. I was gonna
Okay,
see
we
where it went from there.
We should go through it.
Cool. I will toss my dagger to my other hand, grab my rapier, and just zoom right in on him. Go for a killing shot.
You're gonna attack him?
Yep.
Okay, and then everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Conversation's over.
Did you say something to him that I missed?
Nah, I just said, why should I keep you alive?
Oh, okay.
He's like, I was sleeping. I was like, well, you're not.
good
You're
enough.
not anymore. I
Okay.
don't think I clicked. Oh, it did work.
We'll say, Aramail, you'll go ahead and get a surprise round, so you can go ahead and make your attack.
Cool. It's just straight attack.
He's going to parry your attack out of the way with his war pick and say, "No! Where is Scorn?" And you see him kind of. I'm gonna kind of move your character up here as you lunge, and he'll move kind of to the side a little bit. Sandy.
I'm gonna stand right in front of the door, and I'd like to hold my action to attack him when he tries to come running through the door.
Okay. Wilzu?
I'm gonna step forward near Sandy and just kind of peek in, and
Thank you.
I will yell out, "Why is this one talking so much? Just kill him already!"
All right, Sucinda.
I will also move closer, but I will go over here. And I will hold my turn. If it tries to run out, I want to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay. Aramail.
I will attack it again with my rapier, but I'm trying to stab through it and like stab him to the wall.
Okay.
Like kind of hold him there for a second. That's my intention. No sneak attack.
A 21 does hit. As you
Like right here.
Yeah,
Through
as
the-
you impale his shoulder, and are just holding him now against the wall. As you deal 10 damage.
I don't think I can try and disarm him as a bonus action. I think that's too much.
Yeah.
I will disengage as a bonus action, but still leave it there. Like I guess dodge would be better. Because I don't want him to hit me with my war pick, but I also don't want to let him off the wall.
What are you attempting to do?
I was gonna ask him one more time why we shouldn't keep you alive, and then if he gave me some stupid answer, I was just gonna slit his throat.
Well, we can say you just kind of holding them up against the wall.
Sure. Like I guess
fine.
I do like the sideways
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
the rapier, like
Okay.
end of everything.
Okay. Which brings us to his turn, and he says, "What do you want to know? What do you want to know? I'll tell you.
What do you have to give? What do you know? Tell me everything.
You can have everything in there. Just spare my life, please."
And why would we do that? Your brethren killed one of us already.
My brother.
I said brethren.
Yes. We have our orders.
Who gave you those orders and why? I like nod to Sandy to like come in to see if that'll give better answers.
And he's just kind of like squinting as this piece of steel is still just impaled on his shoulder. And he says,
You see,
Nildar Sunblight, he commands this outpost.
now you see his axe. His axe doesn't pierce like this. It pierces like this. So you will keep talking.
Right. Nildar, he's searching 10 towns for Shardalin, for his father, Zardak.
What I've heard
He has a fortress in the mountains, in the spine of the world. He's obsessed. He's obsessed with Shardalin, and he's making something out of it.
Have you been to this fortress?
Hearing something about like this dude for searching for his father, I'll walk in. Oh, we got a talker this time, huh? One willing to reason. I'll look over to Aramail and back at this guy.
I will take his weapon from him.
He just gives it up.
Toss it somewhere. So this Zaldarak.
Yes, I don't know much about him. He's the leader of the Sunblights. They want to destroy 10 towns. I was here to help with the research, with the spores.
What's with the spores? Do you have notes?
No notes, just experiments. Trying to bring back the dead, bolster our army. This outpost was built here in the side of the mountain for a reason. Once 10 towns was destroyed, we were going to use this as a staging area. We were going to raid the dwarves in the valley. That's all I know, I swear. Please.
You were going to raid dwarves in the valley, so you were going to go kill a bunch of people. So now you're asking to be spared, but you still plan to go kill a bunch, huh? Is that right?
Promise I
Maybe that's
won't.
right,
I promise I won't.
You won't, huh? Okay.
It's a new day.
I slide Wilzu a dagger just casually.
Well, let me ask how you feel about this then. So, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure we just assassinated the other guy in the cell next to you, or the chamber next to you. How does that
My
make you feel?
brother! You
Yes.
killed Scorn?
Yeah, you want revenge now? You want me dead? Look at me with fury?
You see him sort of start to, you see his face kind of tremble as seems to be kind of holding back a mixture of rage and sadness.
Wilzu?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think we should kill this guy. We killed his brother. And, if we let him go now, that's I'll get them later kind of guy. Are you that kind of guy? You gonna get us later?
He stops talking to you.
Yeah,
I think our
it's time for him to
conversation-
go.
I think our conversation is over.
It's clear I'm not getting out of here alive. Just do it!
I know, Welzu.
Yeah. I don't like
you don't
being...
have to if you don't want to.
No. I don't like being that guy. And as the leader of Lass, I take responsibility. Look, dwarf guy, you were helpful, but I'm sorry. This is kind of just how it has to be. And I'll step up with the knife and just shove it into him.
All right, you walk up and shove the knife right into the center of his throat. You see him just look at you. He just, as the life leaves his eyes, they just lock with yours. And you watch as they just go lifeless. He falls to his knees on the ground and starts to bleed out. And eventually stops moving.
I kind of look down at the body expressionless for like 4 seconds, just looking at it. And then I'll look up at Aramail. Okay, another dark dwarf down. Excellent. And I'll walk out of the room.
Well, Welzu, I'm proud of you for not having... I don't know exactly what, but it's not easy to take a man's life.
It's all about disassociation, sir. The nightmares will still come, but it is what it is, right? And you kill a man's brother right next to him. There's no letting that go.
I'll tell you this, they don't leave.
Well, adventure and exploration, everyone.
I make sure my rapier's okay.
Yeah, no, it looks,
the tip's
looks
good.
Yeah.
Was there anything in that room other than the sleeping bag? Like any books or bags or something?
Nope. It's everything in this entire place is so boring and so flat and gray and just made of stone. This place is the worst.
Do you want to keep that dagger?
It looks like Kanye and Kim Kardashian's house, basically.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep it. I lost my other one when I catapulted it off way into the distance in one of our way earlier fights.
It's okay. I have two, and I only usually use one at a time.
Now we'll add a dagger to my bags, amongst all the other weapons I'm carrying. Okay. Well, hopefully there's no more of that.
The other
Shame
one's
they
dead.
were sleeping.
He's dead. Yes. Yes. Just so we're clear.
Moving forward, at least now we know someone listened to reason. If we find one that we haven't killed any family members of, let's try to talk to him.
Well, I did say brethren, so maybe that helped us?
Brethren, what do you mean?
Other dwarves? Your
They said
kind,
brothers.
your type,
He shouted
your
brother.
race. Yeah. Well, I didn't lead with that. You don't lead with... I just killed your brother. You wouldn't tell us anything.
Oh. Well, I had to know for sure. I wanted to see how close they were. So when I said that, if he went red with rage, I would have felt a lot better killing him. But he kind of just shut down. It's really depressing. But it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
It was depressing.
It was depressing.
Yes. I like to think there's good in all of us, but sometimes it just... You gotta get the deed done.
Are these other rooms empty too? They probably are, right?
They are, yeah.
Okay.
There's no more doors.
Well, they're not empty per se. Each one of these 4 rooms has a tattered bedroll and a chair in it. Make an investigation check for me with advantage, Wilzu.
Okie dokie. Oof.
I'll say it wouldn't take much to put this together. With the exception of the 2 you just killed, and the exception of the big, kind of heavier armored dwarf that took your life earlier, there were only 2 other dwarves that you'd seen here. So this looks like it could possibly be the kind of the living quarters for them.
Well, I suppose we've cleared all the dwarves out of this place. I'd say we own it now, but seeing as there's a Zaldarok? Someone,
Yeah.
this is his outpost. I reckon he'll probably send some more folks here later to check it out, so can't say it's ours or stay here or anything like that. It'll be too dangerous.
Well, I think we killed Nildar.
Nildar. Was that the Zaldarak's son? Is that the one who killed me?
Yeah.
I think that was Nildar, but there wasn't like a tag on his shirt that said Nildar.
No, that was. He was the super
boasting
dwarf
about it.
person. He said, my brothers and my father. My father is more powerful than any.
I may have been out. I don't know.
That was Nildar, yes.
Oh,
You
good.
were all unconscious when I finished.
So, well, we killed Nildar, and his father Zaldarak wants the Chardalin, and he has a fortress in the mountains in the spine of the world.
Yeah, that's right. Did he say fortress or fortune?
Fortress.
Are you sure it wasn't fortune?
He said this was an outpost.
I want it to be a fortune.
Well, it could be a fortune in the fortress. But
In
they
the
want to
spine
destroy
of-
10 towns, and they're using Chardalin for something.
Well, that's... What's up?
I said precisely.
Oh, I thought you
I
said,
was
hey, guys.
agreeing. No. I was drinking my wine from my bag.
Well, I guess now we need to deliver this, I'll go back to my pack and pull out the fun color-changing light. We gotta turn this guy in and let him know that
Yes.
their thieving problems are over so they won't be racist anymore against all dwarves.
Yes. And we can let he's a drunkard. We can let him know.
I'm assuming
doesn't have
I
to
would
look for- No.
still have the dwarf heads attached to my belt by their beards.
Yeah, we have all the proof we need now. And after that, this, do we still have a list of things to do, Aramail, that you're keeping up with? Because
Yes,
Spine of the
we
World
do.
needs
We
to be
do
on
have
it.
a lot of things on the list, but we are going to turn in the orb, which is one.
Ore. We have ore?
Orb. Sorry, the orb. The color orb?
Oh, the
hotel?
color changing light thingy. Yeah. How about I put it back in my backpack?
In?
Yeah, I mean, but if we turn it in, then we don't get free rooms anymore.
What are you talking about? We get free rooms for life for bringing back their little trinket that attracts people?
She
They're
said
gonna
we
love
just
us.
She said we just get free rooms as long as we help to figure it out.
She'd be a real bitch to turn down free room and board after we did this for her.
I mean, we just steal it back, I guess.
Now, we're not fully equal here, Sandy. We're just doing what's necessary.
Infinite free rooms.
Well, let's go get paid and whatnot.
That is
and
true.
I say over some ale that I really, really need right now. We discuss our next move, huh?
Well, I'm sure they'll let us stay for free tonight and eat for free, and then we're on our own after that.
That's fair. I got some stuff to sell too. This shit's really heavy.
Are we disregarding all the crates and sacks in this room?
No, that's what I was waiting for. But I want to look and see what's in it.
Okay. You all see Sucinda. While you're having this conversation, Sucinda's already like
I've just been
halfway
waiting
deep
for a
in
break
just
in
crates
conversation.
and bags and searching through things. Through their conversation, Sucinda, you found a small sack that when you opened it, looking in, you see 25 pearls that look like they've been
Okay,
carved
girl.
into decorative beads.
Small sack with 25 pearls.
Is
And
anybody an
about this
appraiser?
time, the rest of you look around and see Sucinda kind of opening a bag and pulling out pearls and looking at them.
That's
You
gotta
said
be
they've
worth
been
a
like
lot.
decorated.
Yeah, they've been like carved into like different designs carved into the pearls.
Would I have ever seen those in the ins and outs?
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be, so that would be something that very that more well-off people who lived on the water would have.
Don't know about how much
they would normally fashion them into like necklaces. You would think that probably each one of those pearls would go for about 5 gold apiece.
Ooh.
Yes. That's what I'm
Jackpot.
talking about.
Sin, those look like they go for about 5 gold each from my I just know that.
Good. I cannot wait to get even more money. Yes, this is great.
Yes,
I keep
all
looking.
of
What
us,
else do I find?
all of us get more money.
You all see a number of crates and sacks
Right?
sitting around. Y'all just want Sucinda to kind of go through these?
I'm going. I'm not waiting
I'll
for
give her
them.
a hand. Kind of go through it as well.
Okay, everybody's going through.
Let's have an Antiques Roadshow here.
Wilzu, opening up one of these smaller crates, you see a set of wood carver's tools and 3 daggers inside your little crate there. Aramil, opening up another bag, you see a set of navigator's tools. Very familiar to you as what would be used mainly when navigating on the water, as well as some fishing tackle, specific to the area, used for definitely for knucklehead trout. And then Sandy, in a box that you open up, you find a potion of healing, as well as 40 gold pieces.
Damn, Sandy.
Oh, we're rich.
Did everyone else see me find those?
Not yet, no.
Oh my gosh, guys, I found 10 gold pieces.
Wow, that's great. Your excitement is noted.
Well,
I
you want
found
me
it.
to hold on to all of it, or would you guys like to divvy out these 10 gold pieces?
No, we worry about the treasure when we get back. Let's not split here.
Do I find
Still not fully
anything else?
safe.
I don't find anything else?
No, so looking through the rest of these supplies, you see a box that is filled with like blankets. You find about 15 days worth of rations. There's another bag with 50 feet of hempen rope in it. And that's about it.
Does anybody need rope or rations? I can't carry them, but...
No. But check it out. Fishing poles. We're going to be rich.
Well, it's fishing tackle. It's not
Well,
even
it's
poles.
the tackle. Bobbers for days.
No, I apologize. Fishing tackle in here does include the rod.
And the
and
rod.
line, and the bobbers, steel hooks, lead sinkers, lures.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Now
the
we just
whole,
need the
it's the whole
sled.
thing.
Also, I could navigate a boat. And I hold up the... I assume it's like the compass-looking, like, navigator star chart deal.
Yeah.
Look, it's a boat thing that I know.
The 3 of you that aren't Aramil, make a perception check.
Perception.
So Sandy and Wilzu, both of you, when he's holding up that navigator's equipment, you notice that he's holding it in a very specific way, almost like he knows exactly how to handle that specific piece of equipment.
Wow, you look, so you know what you're doing with that stuff, huh?
Right, you just line up this with compass magnetic north, if you will, and then you can chart the And I just, like, tuck it away.
Very
Yes.
oddly specific.
Yes. I read about it. Just like you read about your 10 gold.
When I was opening up my pearls, did everyone see that, or was that just me?
They saw you pull out at least a couple of pearls.
And we are awfully intent on trying to hide stuff from each other, huh?
Well, I was on a
Seems that
boat
way.
once. I was on a boat for a long time, and it was terrible.
Well,
It's not that I want to hide it, I just don't want to talk about it. Which I
I
guess
will-
is hiding it.
step forward and proudly hold my arms out and say, "You see, this is why you joined. Here's some treasure, and it's only a minuscule of what's to come. I told you in the beginning, and you see it here now."
Well, we got the pearls, Those look like you could cut some wood and some more daggers. I'll take a dagger if you will.
Yeah, if you want one, sure.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'll
gonna
take
sell
it.
them all.
I may hang on to this navigator's chart thing just in case we run a boat service one day.
Would you guys like some pearls?
I'm sure a merchant would.
Yes, I'm saying, would you like to have some to sell, or do you want me to hold them until we sell them?
Yeah, just sell them. We'll deal with money later.
Okay.
But if is that everything in the room, DM? Have we cleared it out?
That you've cleared it out.
I say we make haste back to town. There's a map I found too that I want to show you guys. It's a little concerning. It's just 10 towns, but a few are marked off as if they've been dealt with already.
Wait, where did you find this map?
It was on the way here somewhere. DM, where did I find that again?
You picked that up in the on the ferry in East Haven.
Yeah, back on the ferry in East Haven.
Oh yeah, we know about this. Never mind.
Yeah.
Redact previous
But
sentence.
now that it makes a little more sense now than it did then.
I wonder if that's where they've searched.
For Charlatan? Yeah, something like that is what I'm thinking. And that means...
Are they the
Why
ice
does
dagger
like-
killers? I say very loudly.
We don't know. We never got to actually ask one. But I don't think they
What
are.
towns are marked off? Are they where the murders happened?
I really want to talk about all this after we're back in town safely with all of our treasure. Is that is that cool? Is everyone good with that?
No.
Well, when we passed by the rails earlier, it was kind of nighttime. Do we want to wait a little bit?
Or maybe
We wanna
camp
go-
here? I guess that's actually not a bad idea. We should probably leave in the morning. I will go back out into this main room and look outside. What time of day does it look?
So the aurora is still in the sky, but now has been slightly overcast, and you just see kind of this hazy glow, just barely seeping through a thick cloud cover now of snow that's just pouring down.
It took us about 7 hours to get here, right?
7-8
Like-
hours, yeah.
I say we leave and sleep in town.
It's kind of snowing hard out here. I can't even tell if it's daytime or not. But Aramail, you're kind of good at this stuff. What do you think? If you think we should leave now, I'm with you.
Is it like really snowing?
Yeah, it's
Or even
coming
sandy.
down.
Yeah, it is snowing. It is snowing a lot. Now that you mention it. But weather changes by the hour here.
That it does. Does it look like daytime to you?
No.
Not at all,
No.
right?
But the Aurora Borealis, no.
I mean, it's hard to tell. It's snowing its ass off, and it's hard to. Okay, so I'll step
We
back
can see
over.
the Borealis through the snow.
Yeah, you can see.
Kinda.
Think of
like,
if there was a
patches.
multicolored light and then kind of a thick sheet in front of it. You can kind of see the colors coming
Right.
through.
Through the clouds and stuff. Well, yeah, that only comes out at night.
Okay, yeah, let's set up here. Sandy was right. We're gonna wait out till morning and then get going. So I guess
Maybe
we
we
can.
Maybe we should go in
Wait,
the other
what's
room without these guys.
I would go.
Oh,
I think we should
Yeah.
go in the main area, so when the drawbridge, if someone releases it somehow, we'll at least hear it.
yeah, I agree. We can camp out in here.
It's a good idea. I like it.
I guess I could show you guys this map now too, if we're gonna just be hanging out for a bit.
Well, we only know the one way in. That's through the grate.
Let's see. I will take out my Duergar map, kind of furl it out on the ground in front of us.
Okay.
I don't know why it's showing up so small.
I think. Well, if you click on the picture, it'll enlarge it.
Oh, I fucked up. I can't even open it now. Uh-oh.
But I think
In
I
the
can
handouts?
I think I can show this to you. Can you all see
Broke
that?
it.
I do not see it. If you drag it actually to the screen and then hit Control Z it might blow it up for everybody. Just like put it as an object on the.
Because I can
Field.
right click it and then show to players. I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna put it in everybody's journals, and then you can open it and look at it yourself.
Yeah, check it out. It's the
So
most
if
of
you
the
go,
town. Oh, good.
If you go up to in Roll20 to the top to where it says journal and click that, you should have a handout now that says Duergar map. And if you click that and then click on the actual picture, it should enlarge it.
What?
What? So on Roll20,
Uh-huh.
the top right, you see where it's like you have all the little icons like chat and things like that.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I understand
one
now.
of them is, yeah, okay, there you go. So you should have a handout called Duergar map. You click it, and then click on the picture. You can see what Wilzu is furled out in front of you. Wilzu, go ahead.
So it looks like they've hit most towns on the east side, but the west are still untouched, or at least these are marked. Still don't know what that mark means, but apparently they've been hitting Caer Konig, so maybe it means those are towns they've hit for, like Aramail said, the Shardlin. This is all speculation, unfortunately, but...
Well, they had murders in Brenshander, and it's not mapped. Or marked.
I guess that would mean maybe they don't have anything to do with the Ice Dagger killers, which is extra bad, because that guy was saying they're going to destroy all of 10 towns, and if they're unrelated, that's two groups that like screwing everything up, so let's hope that's not the case.
Maybe it's just not up to date. Maybe
That is
Brenshander's
true.
the latest.
And you do note that there is an X far to the south in the mountains that
I wonder if that's their
overlap
fortress.
a town.
It's in the spine of the world.
Is that in this? It is in the spine of the world, isn't it?
That place is huge.
It might
Maybe
be.
that's where we should go.
Think
maybe
we're
not.
ready
It's
for a full-blown fortress like that?
We just took one, right? Well, no, this was like an outpost, wasn't it?
Yeah. If the, so to say, most powerful dwarf of all the land is there, I don't know how well we're gonna do. I mean, you died to his son. Who knows what this guy can do?
That's true.
Right. I mean, we're just stumbling into this.
Yeah, we should probably explore around and maybe help out the towns a bit more before we do something like that. I at least want the ability to fly before we engage something crazy. So,
Wait, what?
Excuse me?
You want to fly?
yeah.
I can throw
Like
you?
Like with wings, or just magically? Or
No, magic flight.
I read this book once about a guy who could turn into a balloon.
He could turn into a balloon.
Yes.
What?
And then he shouted orders, and it said, "Go this way," and then he was a balloon, and then this person held the balloon and then took him forward.
That's a weird usage of polymorphic magic.
Sin, you would like that novel.
Yes? You know, I was thinking earlier, you guys said that I could be a bird. I was a bird. That would be nice, because then I would have wings. And then, Vildu, I could fly. And you know, you're kind of small, so maybe I could carry you. And we could fly together.
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
I'd like to look around at everybody and kind of like smell the air and make sure that no one's smoking anything in here that I can't see.
You don't smell anything outside of the rotting. Although I've removed it off the map, the rotting corpse of an undead ogre zombie
he's
that's
in
laying
here.
on the floor
No.
next to you.
Okay.
Right.
After getting a big whiff of that to make sure my party wasn't on.
I'll bring him back. Here you go.
Gross.
Yeah. After sniffing around, smelling that, realizing my party's not on any of that devil's lettuce or anything, I had to drag that corpse and kind of drop it under where the drawbridge covers,
Okay.
Nice.
like into the pit.
Yeah, you do so with minimal effort, actually. And he goes falling into this 20-foot deep pit. And when he hits the bottom, you hear a splat and you see guts just sort of line the walls and the floors at the bottom. It almost makes the smell worse.
You look like you're about to throw down a Mad Rap cover album with the winger.
I am. Yeah, I'm very lounged right now. It's like 2 hours past my bedtime.
You know, speaking of flying, we should get an airship.
You know, I heard of a crew who was searching for an airship.
In a jungle.
For so long. Yes, that's the one. That's the same. Oh man, these
Well,
fables, I tell you.
You look around and see your group just sort of lose their sense of focus.
Sandy, could you imagine? Airship, we're flying over the fortress, and then we drop ropes, and then you just come down. You have 2 axes.
Now I'm dead set they're all on something.
Think how many you could kill on impact.
That's a far reach from Sled. We were just talking about getting one of those.
Yes, but that's the end game. The Sled's the first. Look, with the tackle I got, that's easy money.
Well, I suppose so. Let's kill some time. I want morning to come, so we can go ahead and go back to town and get some rewards.
Well, we just need to check the snow every now and then.
Well, I don't think we should travel out of the night if we don't have to. We should travel in the morning, yeah?
I mean, it's always dark.
It's always dark, but morning does exist.
I mean, in theory.
Either way, I'm gonna rest up a bit. No sense wasting some good downtime when you could be tending to... I'll just look at like a few bruises on my arm. Tending to some shoves that happened to me. No, I'm actually not bleeding right now. That's awesome.
Yes, you are
am.
You are a little out of it, if you will.
I would like to roll a hit die.
I was gonna say, you can take a short rest here, and we can kind of just wait a few hours if we want. It's probably about 3 a.m. right now.
Well, it's going to take us 7 or 8 hours to get there. I say when the snow cuts, we leave and walk in the morning.
Yeah, that's the plan. Mm-hmm.
Cool, then we're not arguing.
We agree.
Yes. Well, great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to take a 15-minute quick break, get a refill, do our short rest and everything, and we'll be right back, and we'll pick up right here where we left off. So everybody hang in there. If you're enjoying the stream, give us a follow. We're still doing the spicy gummy bear sub challenge to the end of May. So if you want to see that happen, if you want to support the channel, hook us up with a subscription. We appreciate it. We'll be back in 15. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there tight with us. We are back, refreshed, I think. Sucinda got some pistachios. That's good.
I did. Recommend.
We got some dirty Dova drank down there. We have contemplative barbarian Sandy. And then we got Red Cup Wilzu.
Nice.
That's
Is that
me.
wine in
Mr.
that red cup?
Mr. Solo Cup over here.
Is that wine in the solo cup?
Nah, it's just a soda.
Who drinks wine out of a can? D.
All right, so let's pick right back up. I'm going to say that about 3 hours pass and the snow starts to dissipate. You see the slightest, you see the colorful lights in the sky begin to dim and turn to just kind of a dark gray outside of the arrow slits that you can see from the room you're in now. Still snowing, not as hard.
Can I interject? Since it was 3 hours, I can assume that I get my one spell that I used back.
Does it state that you have to take a long rest?
No, per what we had in our notes, a half long rest is leveling spell slots back. It's 3 hours. And I only used one. I only used one first level spell, so I should get it back.
If you don't use any hit die, yeah, you can instead use...
What? I used hit die. Boo. Boo.
So
Senna
instead,
disapproves.
yeah,
Since-
instead of taking a short rest and using your hit die, you can take what we're dubbing a half long rest to get your spell slots back instead of health.
Sin, I'm not a religious man, so to speak, but I don't know if you should blaspheme with your condition.
What do you mean, my condition? You mean these angel
Well, the
blue eyes
snow
I
is
have
letting
now?
off, and I said too much. Well, we should probably start heading back to town. I look out the slot.
Yeah, if it's clear enough, yeah, please. I agree. Bring down the drawbridge and let's ride out. I would say if we had horses, so let's walk out because we
You
don't
could
have
ride the
horses.
goat.
Wait,
Have you ever read the story Kiss the Go-Goat?
how big are these goats?
They are they're about average sized goats. They're not big, but they're not like little baby goats.
Could a gnome ride a goat in the battle?
I guess it depends on if it's tamed and has been ridden before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it, Aramail. You know, I want to, but I'm not good with animals already, and I feel like that's a lot of shit I'd have to go through to get it to work. I also want to ride one of the big birds when we get those.
What about that polar bear wagon thing?
Oh, we should have taken that, but I forget what happened to that. We never commandeered it.
We were very weak.
We would have died.
Yeah.
Or y'all would have died. I would have never died.
Mm. Well, think about the upkeep. You had to feed those polar bears, and
We have like rations
Feed
to
them our
last a
enemies.
month.
right, you probably need a tetanus shot, and all the wood, it's splintery.
I'll kick the handle for the drawbridge to release it.
Yep, you kick the pin that's holding the drawbridge together, and it just quickly and slams down so hard that it actually kind of moves the stone doors open just a little bit, and you just see a wisp of snow and wind kind of howl in through the crack there.
Should we let the goats out?
You know what? Yes.
Oh yeah, they'll die if we leave them here. Let's do it. Let's free the goats.
You know, we could take them
Die
to
out there.
town. We could sell the goats.
You wanna carry if you can carry goats, you should grab more spears.
No, not carry. Just tie a rope around them and take them with us.
Again, I'm not good with animals, so if you want to do that, by all means.
I mean, you're trying to capitalize. Is anybody good with animals?
You opening the cage?
I can try.
Yeah, I'll open the cage.
You want to
Okay.
use this rope? We could tie it around them.
There's literally just a latch there, and when you open it, both goats dart out.
Oh shit!
I need Wilzu and Sucinda to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
There you go. Good job.
I was nervous having +0.
You got
I
it.
was real nervous.
I'm behind. I'm ready behind you.
You said dex save?
Yep.
Where's my dex? There it is. Okay, now hold on.
Nice.
Just to be safe.
Not bad.
Since I haven't done it yet. I do have my ultimate power arcane deflection, which gives me a +4 bonus to that savings throw. But I
Okay,
can only cast cantrips next turn.
so you roll a 17 minus 3, which is a 14, which is enough. As you unlatch this, the goats headbutt out, and they kind of run around the room. You see them slipping on their hooves a little bit until they spot the opening in the door, and they both dart out the door and into... They actually open the doors a little more. You see more snow and wind just howl in there.
Oh shit!
And
I thought we had that.
Kind of bleating into the distance until the sound of the wind overpowers them.
Well, we did a good deed. Goats freed.
Sure. Well, we could have
Also
took
need to
them.
open this.
We could have took them to the inn, I guess.
Hey man, if you want to go for them, there they go.
If we see them.
You just see them way off in the distance, like just galloping
Well,
away.
Well.
All right, so
Okay.
we're headed back to Karakonic.
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay. So, you continue back the way you came, using Kelvin's cairn, the mountain, as sort of a compass almost, and heading southeast from your current location. And about 8 hours pass until you begin to see smoke and steam kind of rising up over the horizon. And as you crest the top of a almost like a snow dune, you look down and you see Karakonic down below you. You'd guess it's probably about 2 p.m. right now.
Okay. There's a little trek
Thank the gods.
to the store.
To Frozen Farm.
Okay, so we're heading to Frozen Far?
Yeah, we're about to unload on this guy.
Should we get estimates?
Whoa.
Should we get estimates for our fortress here?
Unload on this guy.
Hey, I mean, when he says he has 600 gold,
This isn't
he
this
has
type of that
600
type of
gold,
game.
infinite sets of 600 gold.
Okay. You make your way around the bend to the larger building there, Frozen Far Expeditions, the sign hanging out in front. And you make your way inside.
Oh, what was her name?
The dwarf who's at the counter looks back and says, "Well, look who's made it back in, and in one piece. Did you go to the cairn?"
I'd like to lean into Wilzu. Here you go, Wilzu. Here's your chance. Round 2.
Ah,
Go get a good deal.
DM, how do you want to do this?
That's supposed to be my question.
That's his line.
No,
All right,
like
what-
selling stuff.
What do you got?
What was her name? Shit.
So I am selling. Let me pull up my list here.
Because we will kind of fast track it, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to sell 2 daggers, a set. Actually, let me go from top to bottom here. I'm keeping my Chardolin. I'm keeping the 1 dagger. I'm going to sell 2 daggers. I would like to sell a set of scale mail, a spear, a war pick, and I'll keep the woodcarver's tools. That's it.
Okay. And you said a war pick
Mm-hmm.
and a set of scale mail.
Mm-hmm. And a spear and 2 daggers. And a javelin. Take that off my back and just set it all on the table. Money, please!
She sets all of these, or you kind of set all this stuff on the counter and spread it out. And she kind of puts a hand under her chin for a moment and eyeballs a couple pieces of it. And she sort of picks up a few pieces of them. And she calls, she looks back and says, Tennis, we have quite the haul here. Little help. And the man makes his way up to the counter and starts going over it as well. And as they're kind of going down the list of everything there, Tennis looks up and says, well, I'll offer you 45 gold for the lot.
I'll raise an eyebrow while looking at him. 45 gold for all of this. It's worth 55 at minimum, and that's being generous.
He says, I don't know where you got this. It could be stolen, but let's be honest, it's not in the best condition either. I'll tell you what, I'll go 45.
You just said 45.
50 then.
I think that sounds like that's still a ripoff, but fine. 50 gold. But my friends have stuff too. You better get ready.
He reaches under the counter. You see him pull out a key, unlock a lockbox, and pulls out 50 gold pieces, puts it in a pouch, and hands it over to you.
All right. Thank you, sir. And now, one of my comrades may step up. Sin, how about you?
Hey, take out a single one of my pearl things. Do you guys buy these pearls? Finely crafted.
Interesting indeed. Not something we usually sell here, but difficult times. What do you want for them?
I would like 5 apiece. 5 gold, that is. Let me be specific.
And how many? He kind of leans over. How many are there?
25.
5. Well. Love how we're just playing Pawn Stars right now.
2 gold's the best I can do.
Yeah, no. He says, I'll give you 75.
Let me,
I send a message to Sin and say, just trying to rub my chin, like, maybe we should wait to Brinjander.
75? Who do you think I am? I don't need gold that bad. I know when I'm getting
We need
played,
gold
and I'm
that bad. I
getting
send a
played.
message to Sin.
I look to Aramail and I say, I don't need gold that bad. 75? Who do you think I am? I would maybe do 100, but 75? No way. I know when I'm being ripped off. I'm being ripped off.
Fair enough. I'm not going to offer you more than that. The clientele
That
we
is
have
fine.
coming here are not looking to buy decorative pearls, I'm afraid.
Would you like to buy any for 5 gold?
No.
Fine. I don't need your money anyways. I walk away unfazed because I don't need their money. I'm an independent bitch. I don't need no money from you.
Did you take a DNA test and it turned out you're 100% that bitch?
Yup. I don't need their money. I'm fine.
You see the dwarf and the human just sort of look across the rest of you.
Yes, I guess it's my turn. I would like to buy 10 arrows, or a set of 20 arrows, if you will.
He goes back to the wall behind him, and you see there are multiple arrows, kind of in different quivers back there. Some of them are actually stacked against the wall there. And he says, "How many?"
A set of 20, if you will.
That'll be a gold and 5 silver.
Sure. Yes. I will take the arrows, but I need to unload. I have 2 sets of crampons. Before I do we all have crampons?
I do.
I think
I'm
so.
not
Yeah.
sure where I got a set extra, but I would like to sell the set of crampons. And then I would like to sell this rapier, because I got a better one.
He looks at the rapier and says, "I'll give you 15 gold for the rapier."
Yes, that's acceptable.
Damn. Okay. Good for you.
And
It has seen some wear.
a gold each for the crampons.
Yes, so 16, and then I have 5 torches I need to get rid of. I don't need these all. Sandy, do you have plenty of torches?
I'm holding on to 24 currently. I think I'm good.
So I will get rid of these 5 torches.
His belt is just torches.
So 5 torches.
I wasn't ready for
Yeah.
that.
I wasn't ready for that either. Maybe we should run variant encumbrance.
So the 5 torches, a crampon set, and a rapier. And then I would like from you a set of 20 arrows.
You have healers kits.
Hold
He
on.
says, "Ma'am, please, we're doing business."
Excuse
Yes.
me.
One moment, son. What is the difference?
I don't know. Wasn't doing all that. Do you know how much
That's
shit
you
I'm
said
looking up
it
over
was-
here?
It was a gold, and then 16, and then minus the cost of the arrows.
Yeah, which was 1.5 gold.
So 16 minus 1.5.
So 14.5.
So 14 silver, 14 gold, 5 silver.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Have you don't have a repeating arrow device, do you? Or ever heard of such a contraption?
He just kind of shakes his head. Sorry, friend.
Thank you.
Perhaps Bryn Shanter might have something. They have everything.
Yes, I do have someone working on it. Just wondered if you have one for sale.
He just sort of looks at you.
Well, thank you.
He looks back over to you, Sandy.
Nope. Nothing I gotta sell.
He says, "Really?" and looks at like the 12 javelins you have on your back.
Yeah, you're like that.
You barely fit through the door.
He has a need for all of them.
Well, I
Yes,
thought
I did.
I didn't think I could pick him up, so I didn't.
Oh, okay, all right.
I thought,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I
just the
thought
4.
I had to.
Yeah.
I already had 4, and you said that
Okay.
was
Yeah,
pushing it there.
Yeah. And he looks back over to you, Sucinda. Now, what was it?
Let me get out of the way.
I require a healer's kit. Do you possess one?
He goes and says, perhaps. And he kind of starts going through some things underneath the underneath the counter there, and he pulls out a leather pouch that has kind of a red strap on it, and opens it up, and you can see inside there's like bandages and splints and things like that in there, and says, I do, in fact. It'll be 7 gold.
7 gold. Thinking to myself, is that a fair price or no?
7 gold.
I pull out 3 gold and say, Sin, here's my half.
Oh, well, that is very gracious. Thank you. I will purchase it then with the 3 gold from him and 4 of my own gold.
He slides it over your way.
Was I ripped off just now?
No. I mean, everything's more expensive here right now.
I was just checking. I was just being curious.
Do you
Alright.
know, before we go, do you know someone in the 10 Towns area who deals with magical items or bags or weapons, enchantments?
Not that I'm aware of. There used to be someone in Caer-Dineval who dealt with that stuff, but we haven't heard from them or their speaker in, well, a few weeks. It's been quiet. The rest of 10 Towns, they can eat trout. They've left us up here to freeze.
Wait, wouldn't eating trout be a good thing? I say under my breath.
When trout is all you have to
Ow.
eat. Exactly. Ow.
Oh,
Hit my knee.
I look at Wilzu like,
well, I mean,
you don't
I
have a
don't know.
sled, do you?
We do have sleds.
How much?
We're renting them, not selling them.
How much for a rental? And how long do we have it?
He says, well, looking for a sled.
Is this the Enterprise Rent-A-Sled?
You're going to need dogs to pull it,
Okay.
and you're going to need food for those dogs. If you're looking for a sled by itself, 20 gold. That will get you a 10-day. A dog is 50 gold for a 10-day. That's assuming you bring it back alive.
That's 1 dog?
Yes, and that's enough to pull you and your own belongings. And he looks to Wilzu, and perhaps your friend as well.
I'm always part of the deal. Look at that.
Let's say we already have somebody who could pull a sled, and I point back to Sandy.
Oh,
how
no,
much
he's
do
gonna-
those sleds hold?
Says, don't run out sleds without the dogs.
But you just said you could rent a sled for 10 days for 20 gold.
You need the dogs to pull it. I don't have any use for 12 dogs in one sled.
What about that guy?
Who are you pointing to?
Sandy.
Right.
He could pull it.
So what do I do with my other 6 dogs then?
I don't know. We don't
Lost
need
profit, my friend. Things I can't afford right now.
Hypothetically speaking, what would happen if a dog did not return to you? How much would that cost?
Well, this might sound grim, but depending if you bring back a pelt, something to offset the cost a bit, perhaps another 30 gold.
What if no pelt?
40.
And how much to buy a sled outright?
You guys are asking a lot of questions. Do you want a sled? Do you want
We're
to
just
buy
trying
one?
to
You want to rent one?
arrange-
How long
we
do you
want
want to rent it
options.
for?
Options.
We're all out of options here, friend. You can rent it You can rent a dog and a sled for 70 gold. Or I'll tell you what, you can just buy it for, let's say, 200.
What the fuck?
Well, thank you for the information. I really appreciate it.
You're muted, Wilzu.
All right, you guys good?
Yes.
Excellent. Good doing business with you. Keep doing you and enjoy the armory we just gave you.
And when everybody walks away, I want to say, in Thieves' Cant, how's the... I will say aloud, how's the cabbage patch in the chicken coop?
He tilts his head to you for a second and says, We haven't had cabbage in 3 years, and the chickens died last... Well, there hasn't been a season, so... A year ago?
Yes.
But
Yes,
thanks
10 towns
for asking.
10 towns truly suffers. No, I'll leave.
Alright, where are we headed?
We're headed to that Hanging Light Inn or the Eternal Light Inn or
Yeah.
the Northern Light Inn.
Yeah, Wilzu, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just jump in with it, like in your hand?
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna boast and I'm gonna talk about West. That's what we do, right?
Should we jump in and do like drum rolls with our mouths or what?
How about Sandy? Sandy goes in first. He opens the door hard and yells, "Attention, tavern!" And then you come in and say, "We have found something useful." And then Sin will come in and go, "Yes, you're going to quite like." And then I'll come in and go, "It is this!" And I hold out the cool orb.
I'm not sure if I like my impersonation or Sin's too, but okay.
I like mine. That was very good. I liked it.
Okay.
That was
All right.
perfect.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'll just kind of walk in front and just go open the door and walk in, not say anything to Wilzu's plan of whatsoever. Just kind of walk in.
But can you at least open it hard? Like, go the door hard?
Little harder than normal, but nothing special. I don't want to use too much energy.
Seeing that, I'll jump in and say, "We have an announcement," making a terrible Sandy impersonation.
You see Allie behind the bar look over, confused at you. What you... You're back?
Rozu, are you coming?
No, Sin, you're supposed to go before me.
I did. I'm in.
They're supposed to say, "Yes, we have found what you have lost." And I'll take out the orb and hold it high in the air.
And the glow of it just sort of fills the room a bit. And you see Allie's eyes light up and say, You found it? How?
Indeed. Your thieves are dealt with. If you want to know who they are, I can tell you. And your orb, I'll set it on the desk, returned.
As you set it on the desk, you look over, you see Trovis passed out in a kind of a comfy armchair over here, and Corey is sort of kind of tending to him. Wow. Where was it?
Way north of here, actually. About maybe a day's march out. There's a fort up there, a little hidden fort, filled with those. Okay.
It was Phil.
It was filled, yes. But turns out your thief was dwarven. However, they were dark dwarves, deep from underground, with the ability to grow to massive sizes or shrink to the size of tiny mice.
She looks bewildered, and you see Corey sort of walk over towards you as well. Trovis is completely passed out still. Just head back. You can occasionally hear him snore. And as you look over, you see one of his snores actually expels a cold, kind of like frosty breath out that actually kind of puts a little bit of frost on one of the hanging chandeliers, wooden chandeliers on the ceiling. And she says, dark dwarves that can change their size.
Duergar. Is that what they're called, Aramail? Duergar? Duergar.
They were just a myth.
And as she
if
says that,
the myth is, oh my god!
yeah,
We'll have a round of drinks. For you too.
And she's still just kind of looking at the head that Sandy's holding. And you see her trying to just hold back a gag. We get it. Yes, we get it. We get it. And then Corey walks up and gets a closer look at it and says, "Dark dwarves. I thought they were just a myth."
Nope. Real as you can see right here. And also very troublesome. They have some pretty bad plans. But you don't have to worry about that. Your light's here. That's what you wanted. And it is right there.
I suppose that explains why they were able to steal everything so easily. Myth says that they can turn invisible.
Yes, we did see that.
We
Well,
did. They
pun
actually
intended.
robbed me as well at one point, way early on. So it's pleasant to get a little revenge. However, yeah, I believe we'll have to spread the word on this, as the town has blamed the regular dwarven folk you have here, which were not the thieves.
Correct.
This information will need to spread quickly, says Allie. Corey picks up the light and looks at it and says, I didn't think we'd see this again. And turns over and looks at Trovis, and she says, Trovis! And
I jumped a little.
Trovis wakes up like abruptly and says, Where are they? Where? And he like unsheathes his sword and says, The light! Go put it up! And Trovis, his eyes go wide, and he looks at you all and says, You found it! Who had it? Who did it? And he looks at the heads around your belt and says, well, you seem to be more the adventuring type than I maybe gave you credit for. I will take the light, yes, thank you. And he takes the light and starts to head outside. And he kind of stumbles almost a little bit through the door. But as he goes outside, you hear the sound of what would be the equivalent of someone trying to climb up the side of a building. And Allie and Corey look at you, and Allie says, You have our thanks. That is really a kind gesture that you've done for us. And in turn, we can host you here. The rooms are yours for as long as you need, and we will take care of your food and refreshments.
Excellent. We just ask that you maybe honor the names of the dwarves that are innocent a little bit. You know, make sure everyone's aware that, or at least spread the word somehow that they didn't do it. And also the word of Was, famous adventuring group, helper of many and savior of all.
Yes. And while we're honoring, maybe a round of drinks.
Yeah, those two, please. I really want one of those.
Indeed, yes, please. Have a seat. We'll bring them right out, and we'll make sure Trovis spreads the word that it was not our friendly dwarves that have been doing this.
Thank you,
Take
Allie.
a seat at a table.
Thank you. Thank you very
all
much.
Head towards the table. And as you sit at the table, what would you guys like to talk about? What's on the discussion table here?
Okay, we sold some stuff at the shop. We've given the light back to these folks, which we have and I'll start elbowing Aramail a bit, which we have rooms and food now for however long we need, all right?
Yes, yes.
And... Oh, wait, go. What? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and we have a list of events we can check out still, which as a adventuring group, we are almost demanded to.
Yeah. It seems like
The
everyone
tavern's
that's,
cheering for us.
everyone that's not in here is cheering for us, which we appreciate.
Hopefully, this gets us off the ground. This is probably the best thing we've done yet.
Yeah. Well, don't you need to recover? And what about
Like-
you, Sandy?
Oh, you know me.
Are you
I just enjoy my sleep.
are you tired from the fighting?
I mean, we rested a good couple times. The haul back in into town and everything was, a little
You
rough.
all have done this town a great service.
This guy.
Who was it? It was the Dark Dwarves?
Duergar.
Duergar. And they've been eliminated? All of them?
Well, this outpost, yeah.
Outpost. They built an outpost!
I'm gonna look at Aramail and I'll look at him for like 2 seconds and then sigh, and I'll look back to Trover and I'll say, "Yeah, there's probably a lot I'm gonna tell you, and as one of the speakers, I guess there's, why not? Well, I'll fill you in, and I'll just start going over all the stuff that we've heard about this guy and his father and wanting to destroy all of 10 towns, and they're going to uprise eventually, and they're come from underground, and just all the shit, and the Sundark clan, and
The further you get through the story, the wider his eyes get, and his mouth just kind of goes agape a bit. And when you finish, he says, "We can't stand for this! We cannot! We must call us a meeting!" And you hear him kind of holding back a burp. You can tell he's a little inebriated at the moment. We have to call a meeting. First, we need to, and he kind of leans over on the table and makes his way around Sandy. Sit down for a minute first. And he makes his way back over to this kind of plush chair and sits down. You see him just kind of stare at the ceiling for a second and exhale. Almost a bit of relief, for the most part, until you see him actually fall asleep.
well, I think I did my part telling him that. Was it good to tell him that?
I think so.
Do you think we should take the heads to the bar?
Oh Jesus, I don't know. I mean, they are dwarves after all, and if we show their heads, it's kind of dark, isn't it?
Yeah, but the city thinks it's one dwarves, and we could show them once and for all that it wasn't.
It may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
They did recognize us as helpers of their clan. Remember
Okay.
the ingots?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, we'll go to the other tavern and we'll let them know what's up. We'll help spread the word. As far as in the long term, however, that's short term. Long term, what should be the next thing we tackle?
Should we make our way back to get our art pieces to
Yes.
sell? And on the way in, we can go through Caer Dineval and kind of see what's going on?
Can you pull up the map for us?
Absolutely.
Because we're in Caer Konig, correct? Right.
You are in Caer Konig, which is right here.
So yeah, we could investigate Caer Dineval, but we have to go back to Targos for the artwork. And that's 40 gold.
Okay. Yeah, why not? More money would help us out, right? I don't even know how much we have between us now, with everyone selling the stuff. Or actually, Sin, you didn't sell any of those pearls, did you?
No, I was not going to be cheated. No way. They were trying to short me 50 gold. That's a lot.
And Sandy found some money too, and Aramail, you found a whole bunch of fishing gear, yeah?
Right. We can start our fish empire of money. But I have 18 gold if you want to know. and 16 silver.
Okay.
Are we shouting our money?
But if we
Sandy?
sell those pearls,
How
if we
much
sell
do
those
you
pearls,
have?
that'll be good.
Yeah, I've got
Sandy?
that 10 gold that I found,
Yes.
and then just a handful of gold of what I had before.
Vilzu, and you?
Let's see. After selling everything, I have about. Let's look in here. I'm rocking 58 right now.
You have more than me. I'm jealous. I have 50.
Unfortunately, it's soon to be burned. Every time I add a spell to my book, 50 gold. So, let's see, how many more spells do I have to go? And I have 6 more to transcribe, so I need about 350, 400, something like that.
Oh,
Do you have the
Vilzu.
materials to transcribe a new scroll?
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. You see, when I'm transcribing it, what I do is I write the passages down in the book briefly,
Yes.
and then I take the 50 gold and I set them on the book.
Yes.
And then I do an enchantment, and the book just absorbs into the book,
Fascinating.
and then the spell is permanent.
Wow. So yes, that was just a yes.
Sucinda and Aramail, both of you know that's exactly not how that happens.
So I would-
Sandy, yeah, that sounds right.
I fully believe it. Find it weird, but
I
yeah.
was really just looking for a quick yes or no.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
yes,
Vilzu,
then.
when I learn a spell, I don't have to give 50 gold. That's just crazy. I feel like you're getting ripped off.
No. There's magic I can learn naturally as I grow in power. But if I find scrolls or books of other people's magic, if I have the proper inks, I can make it my own permanently. Which, if you remember, and I'll take out Asterix spell book and set on the table. This book is another wizard's. With
This
spells
is
I
on
don't
the
know.
list. This is the list thing. Magic book.
Wait, is this? No.
No. that's
No.
a
You're talking about this book. And I reach in my pack and take out another book, which is red with yellow pages.
Yes.
This is the one protected by a magical barrier that I can't quite break yet.
Correct.
What? Let me see something.
Which
real
they
quick.
said in Care Dinaball.
What level spells are you able to know right now, Wilzu? Like, what's the
My max-
highest spell level that you can know?
My max spell level is level 2, unfortunately. I need 5 for level 3 spells, I believe.
Okay.
But I have 3 slots of level 2.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still not quite sure. It's definitely. You see something about burning. Something, but you're still not able to quite decipher what it is. About this time, Corey comes up with another round of ale for you all,
Thank
and says, "Again, we thank you. We can't thank you enough for helping us here. The light on our establishment, it really does a lot to bring in people, and we appreciate it. And if I could, I overheard you talking about money and perhaps ways to make some ventures of yourselves, your caliber. I have heard rumors, albeit we are pretty far inland. But word gets around. 10 Towns is not terribly large, but I've heard that. Are you familiar with Bremen, just a bit west of Targos?
I'm not. Any of you guys know about Bremen?
Anybody been there? You've heard of it, but probably never been there.
Yeah, I know it exists. But yeah, I've never gone there.
Well, word's sort of gotten around that a bit northwest of Bremen, there's a ship, pirate ship, perhaps. It's frozen in the ice, about a quarter mile off the shore. I'm not sure anybody's been able to tell where it came from, but I can tell you this much: it's not going anywhere so long as this winter lasts. But if it's treasure and money you're after, I bet it's there. For what it's worth. And she just sort of bows and walks back behind the bar. You see her disappear back into the kitchen. where you kind of start to smell the aroma of knucklehead trout being cooked.
Pirate ship frozen with treasure in it, huh?
Nice.
DM, I should look flush. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds whatever.
Sounds whatever. That sounds way better than art.
Does it though? It's not going anywhere, right? It's
How
frozen.
How far away is it compared to where we needed to go pick up the art? Which one's closer? No, I'll look at the map.
So looking at the map, you see that you arrive at Targos first, and then Bremen is about only 2 miles west of there. However, going from there, it's about 16 and a half miles to the coast. But according to this person, it's less than a mile off the coast where this ship is frozen. So let's call it about 17 miles away from Bremen.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to check out once we head past that way and go through Targos again. And
Right. Maybe never. Maybe we never check it out. But we have lots of other interesting things
Wait a
to
second.
look at.
Aramail, you're acting very strange right now. Why do you not wish
We
to
have
go?
the Terramane Mine.
Now he's changing the subject.
We have the Ice Dagger Killers.
He sounds a little afraid.
Care Denival sounds full of fun and surprises.
He's just
Am I-
purely ignoring us, Vilzu.
Am I picking up a little bit of fear? Is there
We have
something that gets
We
boats?
have the magic book.
Are you afraid of the water, Aramail? You can tell us.
No,
It's
I have
okay.
that navigator's thing. I could guide us essentially anywhere we need to.
Then why do you not like this one ship?
Yeah, what's wrong with the pirate ship?
What is the
it
matter?
can't go anywhere, can it? It's frozen.
Aramail, tell us. You can tell us. It's
Okay,
okay.
there's something going on. What are you not telling us? What's wrong with the
Peer
pirate ship?
pressure, peer
what that
pressure.
was.
Tell us.
Now everybody's immediately like leaning over the table, like
Sorry.
like demanding.
Sorry. Hold on one second.
Aramil
I'm gonna
just
hear about
kind
this
of
pirate ship.
Aramil just kind of goes silent for a moment, and he's just looking down at his hands that are placed
Sorry,
on the
Emma.
table.
Emma just got home.
He did know how to use that thing and handle it very well. Almost like he's used one on a boat before.
Yeah, but he's dodging the pirate ship talk. There has to be a reason for that.
What if, just a theory, that's his pirate ship?
Oh shit, Aramil, is that? Do you have a ship up here somehow?
It is Aramail's ship. We have figured
Is
it
Aramail a pirate?
out. Aramail is a pirate.
I mean, a pirate is the oldest kind of thief.
Sorry, I just remembered a story of someone coming home and instead of grabbing a cup of water, they grabbed a cup of vodka from a bachelorette party of my sister's. So, that happens. What ship? What were we talking about? What? It's whatever.
Okay, he clearly doesn't want to talk about it, but we're going there eventually, Aramil. You have to bite the bullet on it.
Sandy was just saying that it is your pirate ship. You are the pirate. It is
Do I
yours.
look like a pirate?
I don't know what the pirate looks like. Maybe you
Do I
are
have a
one.
peg
I've
leg
never
and a
seen
patch?
one. That is very stereotypical.
I have seen many
Aramail,
pirates
you are
from
tricking
my
nobody. It is
fishing
your
days.
ship. I declare it. It is your ship.
DM, would I have seen any pirates during my fishing days?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
Can I roll any type of insight check to see if this is Aramail's ship or if he knows about it?
You can roll an insight check.
You don't have to incite that. He clearly knows about it or knows of it. That's a given.
You can tell from his reaction, his kind of his general demeanor, and his reaction to all of this, and kind of the bead of sweat that's now running down his brow, even though it's pretty cold in here. That you don't know whether or not it's his ship or not, but there's clearly has some aversion to it.
I would like to lean in, and to make sure it's only our party that hears, I would say, Aramail, it is okay. We all have secrets. If you wish to not tell me, I understand. I have secrets of my own. And I wink.
Yeah, I wrote a book that pissed a lot of nobles off, but we don't have to talk about that either.
What time was it when we got here?
When you got there, it was about 3 p.m.
I'll
I'm going to bed early.
Well, yes. Yes, whatever. Shouldn't we go tell about the dwarves and their reputation?
No. Let's finish our game plan first. We'll drop the ship for now, because clearly it makes you uncomfortable. But we need to know what we're going to do. We're definitely not going to the spine of the world until we have a better way to deal with the cold and long-term journeys. I feel like that's one that's going to take a bit. I don't know if we're going to get an airship till we get there. That's rich man money.
We could bomb their fortress.
Do we have a reason to go back to East Haven at all?
Not until we find Bitchy McBitch Pants and the cauldron.
We should avoid there, if possible.
And let's check this Duergar map again and see what's marked off. For some reason, mine's not popping up, so I can't see what's marked off. So help me out.
You see that there is an X on the spot where you just came from on Kelvin, at the base of Kelvin's Cairn. You see there is an X marked over Cair Koenig. You see there's an X marked over Cair Denival, and you see there's an X marked over East Haven, and there's an X marked deep south in the mountain range known as the Spine of the World.
I wonder if that's all that's their like checkpoint outposts.
Maybe.
Because why would they mark that place at Kelvin's Cairn? It's not a place they hit, it's a place they had, right? So maybe these are all places that they're hiding.
Perhaps.
Maybe
that's a good point.
Maybe. Well, it seems like Cair Denival's next in line.
Wait, Cair Denival's already marked, isn't it?
Yes,
It
but
is.
we need to head that way to get moving.
That might be
I
why
think-
they haven't hurt anyone.
Bryn Shander is next, I think.
Well, we gotta get to Cair Denival first.
Aye.
Yeah, we'll take the long way around and I guess hit up Cair Denival to make sure everything's okay there.
Because the speaker and the magic store.
There's a magic store there?
Yes, that's what the folks at the Frozen Pass said.
We gotta check that out for sure.
Frozen whatever. Frozen Far.
Okay, well the end goal regardless is to head to Bryn Shen or Targos eventually. So I guess we'll cut through the cities as we go to make sure everything's okay. Are we all in agreement with that?
Yes,
Aye.
but we should stay here to help you recover.
Wait. Sandy, you agree with that?
I go where the money will lead me.
Excellent. I will always make sure we're all on board. I don't want to force a member of WAS to do something they don't want to do. And so if we're all in, excellent. But as Aramail,
I say like the ships, just kind of.
but like Aramail said, if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd like to take about 2 or 3 days and just wind down here for a bit. Again, that whole death thing has my bones feel kind of brittle, so I feel like the process is still reversing. So a few days, I think I should be okay.
Like, more brittle than normal?
Like, no matter what I do, it's going to be weaker now. Yeah.
Okay, so weaker than normal, because it's already pretty weak.
Would you be up to staying?
I'll glare at Sandy.
Would you be up to staying a night here, and then going to Cair Denival and resting there while we investigate? Or would you prefer to stay here?
Honestly, at this point, I'd rather just stay here because it's free.
Did they say-
I'm sorry.
Did they say how long we may be able to stay for free?
Right.
As long as we need.
We don't want to stay our welcome.
It's just
Over
3
stayable.
days. They're not going to care. What's her name? Was it Corey? Allie!
Yes.
Would you guys have a problem providing room and food for about 3 days to us?
What do you charge on a daily basis?
She, looks down for a second, sort of furrows her brow and says, 3 days, yes, we can handle that. We can, that's more than enough for what you've done for us.
What's your daily rate?
For you, nothing.
Well, for someone else.
Lately, 2 gold per night.
You see, no big deal. They're all good with it.
That's 12 gold.
Well, you can give me 12 gold if it'll make you feel better.
No.
Very well.
Just order me
3
a
nights,
gold. I will
ma'am.
take it. Thank you.
And we will keep you fed as well. Again, you have our thanks. And then Corey kind of pops out from behind the thing, and she says, "Within reason, you have done us a great service, and we appreciate it, but we still have a business. 3 days."
We should at least pay a couple gold, I whisper in.
Yeah, but we literally just... Alright. I literally fucking died for this, okay? I think it's gonna be good.
I literally made a deal with someone who knows who to save Wilzu, and now my eyeballs are this. You know, they look okay, but I did not sign up for this Aramail. I don't want to pay gold, okay?
Sandy,
I
what about...
probably gave my soul for someone, and you want me to pay gold?
Sandy, what about you? What do you think?
I might throw a couple gold here and there if I want some extra ale.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Other than that,
I just watched Jurassic Park. I'm sorry. You were all meant to defend me, and I've got the blood-sucking lawyer.
If you
Yes.
wish to pay, I have already paid with probably my soul. I don't know what more you want from me. Okay? You can pay my price. I have paid enough.
I look back at Allie, and I'm just like...
Allie looks back at you and just shrugs back at you.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so the plan is to have a couple drinks here, then head over to the hook, line, and sinker and try and convince the town to let the dwarves off the hook.
Yes,
Right.
they must know the truth.
Okay. And in that case, that's where we're going to pick up next weekend. Next Saturday, to be specific. So you guys did it. You guys found the Duergar outpost, and you made it all the way back to Caer Konig. And you discovered some things about each other as well. And yourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Deep
We had
within.
a lot of moments today. Had a little dark moment earlier. Didn't know how to deal with that, but kind of just went through with it.
But it sounds like you guys have a plan now, and I'll tell you, we're getting to a portion of the book here where I think it's going to get very interesting, and this is definitely one of those adventures where, obviously, as a well-written adventure goes, the further you get, the more interesting it will probably get. So,
Yeah.
that being said, that's what I'm gonna call it tonight. Everybody out there watching, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. We'll be right back here next Saturday, continuing right here with, I guess that'll be episode 19. Will be next week. So, that being said, if you're new here with us and you enjoy the D&D stuff, the tabletop stuff, and the occasional random stuff, give us a follow. Join us on some future streams. If you want to support the channel and or watch me and Sandy eat extremely painfully hot gummy bears, you can subscribe to the channel and know that every sub that we get the money we make goes right back into the content that we put out. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll be back on Monday with some sort of stream, possibly Divinity, maybe even the new Vermintide expansion, if Sigor will download it and clear off enough space on his hard drive.
Wow.
Ooh.
Attacked.
It's ready to go.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. So we'll probably be doing some Vermintide, and I think they still have the thing enabled to where if you're watching us, you can actually vote on awful shit to happen to us, or you can maybe give us potions and stuff like that. So it's extremely interactive. So definitely come hang out with us on Monday for that. But I believe May 10th, we're going to start our new secondary D&D campaign, Descent into Avernus, which Sigor, aka Wilzu, will be DMing. So definitely check that out as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. What was it? Like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Slam that like button.
Yes. Slam that sub button, that notification bell. And we will see you all next Saturday. You all have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.